Yeah, it just popped up. Oh, there it is. It just working. It's working now.
All right, bet.
All right, appreciate you. All right, have a good time with the fam. All right, no problem. All right, let's see. All right. Hello. We on. Let me get on the live real quick. Get on the freaking live.
Plug in my phone and go walk for it in the middle of the thing.
Let me know when you're back here. Let me start. Just gonna go on the live to hype it up. Yo, what's up, everybody? You know,
Audio's working?
oh, Nina's in there.
All right, bet.
All right, is the audio working, Nina? Yo, what's up? Go and join the podcast in the link in my bio. Go and join the podcast in the link in my bio. We live right now. You're not staying live on Instagram, but we live on Twitch and YouTube. So go and hit it up. Go in the video. Go and like it. Yeah, we about to get cracking. So what's up, guys? Make sure to go and look at the podcast. We live tonight. We about to get it cracking. We got Young Thug versus Future discussing that. We got some talking about some current events, talking about the Grammys and everything like that. So make sure to check it out. I'm just live on here for a second before we get started. So make sure you go on there. Appreciate all the love. I haven't seen you in a minute. We gotta, connect it back up, bro. So yeah, talk to you guys at the podcast. What's up, Chris? Podcast is up, so make sure to go there. Twitch and YouTube. Let's get it cracking. All right, all
Show
right.
love. Show love to this burger real quick.
All right, so we about to turn on the video. Let me see. What's up, guys? This is the podcast. We about to record this shit too. This man digging into a burger. Not sponsored, but Chris, who will be playing his music real soon, is gonna be he actually helped us out today, so hooked us up with some things, and I appreciate it. So I want to say thank you to Chris. We're also gonna be playing this song. His mixtape is coming out on Monday. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear us. I can hear
All
us.
right.
My mic needs some more volume.
All right.
Yeah. There we go.
All right.
There we
So,
go.
I first want to say to the viewers and the fan base, I am sorry for my comments on the LGBTQ community. I'm really disappointed in myself, and I know I disappointed my family, and I disappointed the people who I know are in that community as well. So I'm just trying to learn and evolve from that, and I hope people can accept that. And it was a mistake. I'm trying to make the show better, and I want to make it a safe space for everybody. So um, yeah, I hope people can accept that and let me move on from it, and we can move on together and learn together, So appreciate it, and yeah, that's really all I have to say. You have anything to say on that?
Yeah, I agree with that. To be honest, like, definitely thought about it for a while. Was an inconsiderate. We talked about it already,
Yeah,
but there wasn't a lot of consideration around it. So it takes a big person to step in front and say, "Yo, you made a mistake." Whether the apology is accepted or not is yet to be seen, but that's where we're coming from.
for
We,
sure.
we you know,
So let's get right into it.
what's up, cuz?
What's up? I gotta get into this food too.
I'm already in there.
How's your weekend been going though?
Damn, I'm not gonna lie. This weekend actually was pretty lit for me. Like I enjoyed the party we went to.
Yeah, it was
The
super.
second one, the first one, eh?
Oh, I
was pretty.
forgot we went to
Yeah, it's
the
forgettable.
other one.
It's
Yeah.
forgettable, but it was funny though at the same time because it was so shit.
Old dude, the most exciting part was old dude trying to step to us, like
Wait, when? Who?
the white dude in the line, bro.
Oh yeah. The guy trying to fight us.
Yeah, like
Yeah, don't.
drunk dude. They're
Drunk
different
people are
animals.
brave. Let's just say that they're brave,
Yeah,
but
because
they get brave with the wrong people sometimes. So
at least we're social dudes. Not like about beef all the time. Or if it was different people, he might have found himself knocked out.
if it was the old GQ or the drunk GQ or the drunk Philly, I don't know what would have happened.
Strong fella, superpower there. Um, how's school treating you?
So we're getting to the end. I'm gonna say that. We're getting to the end of the race, man. It's been tough. The semester's been tough. This semester's been heavy. But the events happening. That we
Yeah.
have our Usher Music Week event. It's happening all week.
Shout out to that. Make
shout
sure
out to
to buy
that.
ticket.
We worked hard. Everybody in the class worked hard on that, and it's good to see it. It's finally gonna come into actual fruition. So that's good. Other classes, I'm still figuring that out, but I think it's all gonna come together. So it's looking good right now. It's looking all right.
All right.
Trying to get to the end.
Me too. I'm excited to see the other events. The World of Music event was actually really nice. It went really well. I'm excited to see how the other events look.
Hip hop event, April 8th. Tune in.
But from what I'm hearing, it seems pretty good.
There's one tonight too, no? Or did that already?
Um, so the one tonight is in campus.
Oh, it's live. It's in real
Yeah,
life.
it's in
Okay.
person. So I think it's the first year's events. So over the next 3 days, I think it's John Schwab,
Mm.
Music 411, mm, and Songs Revealed. And then you can go into that in person. There won't be a live stream for it though. The rock event is also in person.
In person is sick. I'm not gonna lie. The fact that we can do that now, it's tough.
Yeah, it is.
For our event, we didn't do it, but if you can make it happen, it's tough.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Um, so man, I'm sorry guys. I'm smacking
Yeah,
on this.
I'm in the food right now. I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to Chris for real.
Let's get the song of the day going.
By Chris. The song of the day by Chris. Slippin'.
Bye, Chris. For Chris.
This is his first. This is a single off of his tape that's coming out soon.
Yeah.
Called Contract Year.
Actually comes out on Monday, so make sure you guys are ready. Check that. My bad for the ringing. Make sure you check that out, cause from the previews I've been hearing, woo,
Tough. We have the inside on this, so trust us. Bangers.
we will be reacting to it the week after it comes out. So that next Friday, after the Monday during our late night reviews.
Mm.
So to make sure to come and check it out with us. You know. Let me get it up. Probably all smacking in their ear and shit.
No, I can hear you, fam, in the headphones.
You can hear me?
Is it that good, bro?
Oh, this is also on our playlist as well, and that just got launched this week. So if you want to be included on the playlist, DM me, DM the What's Up Cuz, DM GQ, and we'll get you on the playlist. It's all about new music. It's all about putting people on. It's all about using our platform to make new people come on and get the voice happening. Give our voice to people who are trying to reach other goals like we are.
Right.
So
Help us help you, man. We're all in this
go
together.
and like
trying
the
to get on,
playlist.
do our thing.
That's important. We're trying to get to 1,000 likes, so make sure to go and like the playlist, and make sure to share the playlist. Make sure to listen to it, even if you're going to sleep at night. Like just turn it on, put it on low
Put on
volume.
repeat.
and put it on repeat and let it play during the night, you know? But this is a feature song for this week by Chris 45. It's his rap name. Banger song.
She got me slipping, I'm just slipping. She broke my heart, how you gon' fix it? I'm in my car, and I'm just dipping. You threw me off, now I'm just slipping. You got me slipping, you got me slipping. You got me tripping, I didn't listen. I fell in love, I guess you didn't. I opened up, now I'm just slipping. I used to love, now I'm just pimping. How do these drugs, they got me tripping. I get a bird, and I start flipping. I run it up, I get my chicken. Okay, you said you would never leave me.
Nah.
You said you would always be there. I said I wouldn't go nowhere. Nah. And now we don't talk to each other.
You
You
got
got me
me.
slipping. Put on my pistol. I gotta hear you. Out of my system. I think about you. And that's the issue. I'm good without you. But I still miss you. You know what I mean? Like you said you did. You said a trap and I just fell in it.
Yeah.
I hit the trap and I start selling shit.
Yeah.
You did some things that I just won't forget. Yeah, now I'm slipping. You got me slipping. You broke my heart. How you gon' fix it? I'm in my car and I'm just dipping. You threw me off. Now I'm just slipping. I'm just slipping. I'm
I'm
just
just
slipping.
slipping.
You got me tripping. I didn't listen. I fell in love. I guess you didn't. I opened up. Now I'm just slipping. What am I doing? Love made me foolish. Love is so foolish. How did you do it? How you so heartless? And I'm so stupid. And I'm so clueless. You try and make me, but that don't mean make me strong. And just make me. I'll be all that you need now. You're so crazy, but you know I'm crazy for your love. You always got me high, don't need no drugs. Now I'm slipping. I'm motherfucking slipping for your love. No matter who I fuck, I'm always missing your touch. Tell me that I know you said it was the last time. Live in the moment, baby. You don't have to rush. What am I doing? Love made me foolish. Love is so foolish. How did you do it? How you so heartless? And I'm so stupid. You got me clueless. Now I'm just slipping. You got me slipping. You broke my heart. How you gon' fix it?
Banger.
You got me slipping. Banger, fam.
Just be on the playlist. Make sure to check it out. It's gonna be the first song on the playlist. And how you check out the playlist is going to the link in my Instagram bio. Main man Fele. Main man FELE. My bad.
This
But
brother's dipping a burger in gravy?
yeah,
You're a serious guy, fam. What the heck?
this shit is good.
That's tough.
The
The hell? I thought the gravy was for the fries.
It was also, but it's also for
I
the
get enough
burger.
gravy. That's tough. I should have been on that too. I'm kind of mad.
Make sure to do that. You never tried a burger and gravy? I'm telling you, you're missing out on something in life.
You never tried a Beyond Meat burger, you're missing out on something in life too. I'm not gonna lie.
Kind of contradictory though.
What?
I'm pretty sure this is not like
It's probably not. It's probably not vegan gravy at all. You're literally fucking up a whole a whole system of a veggie burger by dipping it in meat. What the hell? I took that in.
but it's good. So good.
If you're a real vegetarian, don't do that. Disclaimer.
Oh my.
There's real vegetarians out here and there's fake vegetarians. You can see the difference.
So are you ready for our battle this week? Or you still need a minute?
For our battle
Yeah.
of what? Future?
Yep.
I mean, I have some information. I'm born ready. I'm gonna say that.
Alright, let's get it cracking. So, this week, instead of doing a mixtape battle. We are doing a artist versus artist battle. And the artists we picked this week are Future and Thug. I got Future, as you can see. He got, well, I got Thug. He got Future. And basically, how it's gonna work. So we got 2 minutes to say our points on 4 rounds: impact, artistry, discography, and X Factor. And then we have a 3 minute rebuttal after each round. I do not think I brought a coin, so we're gonna have to rely on Siri this time. What are you choosing?
Tails. You know,
Hey Siri, flip a coin.
Tails.
Did you say tails?
Yep. Let you go first.
All right.
Pass my phone, by the way, if you can reach it. Appreciate it.
So where are we gonna start here?
So artistry round.
I guess we'll start with artistry.
Right.
I'll start my timer. Let me get it going.
You get to access the PS.
Oh yeah, yeah. So for this, I'm gonna put 2 minutes on the clock. Starting now. Okay. When people are listening to Thug, you know, everybody hearing different things. But that's a part of what makes him unique in his artistry. His delivery is natural and it's like a form of informal speech. The way you would talk to your close friend or something like that. Which makes it feel more like authentic in a way. Linguistics coach
No way. Okay.
calls this reduction speech. When people are not like self-monitoring their performance and like not performing. That's what people call this. Like when you're an actual coach.
Okay.
When people are not, they're making this, it makes his like delivery a little bit more natural. That's why like even though you don't know what your Thug is saying sometimes or half the time, you feel what he's saying. You know, his delivery is filled with emotion. His he's you know, his emotion is like it touches everybody. Even though people are hearing different things, that makes him unique because you can get a different message from what Thugger is saying. Even in the song Digits, some people might hear horses on the car, it keep going, going. Some people might hear hustlers on the gun, they keep going, going. They lose their life, but they keep going. But you don't. Some people like it's all about like getting certain different things with Future. Like I mean with Thug. At the end of the day, he has lyricism to him as well. In songs like Sacrifices, where he was spitting his whole verse. Can't lie and say he wasn't. He was spitting rhymes the whole verse. That's where I'm gonna leave it at.
Wow. I'm not gonna rebuttal that just now, but you guys can say how you feel about that in the comments. So it's my turn, right? Okay.
Hold up.
Set up the timer.
Go.
Okay, so the first thing when it comes to Future on a level of artistry, I would say, is that we have to start with flows. When it comes to flows, Future since he's came out, he's had a specific flow that's been very impactful and it's influenced a lot of things going forward. That specific flow that he has is a flow that a lot of people have switched to on trap beats. When he first came out, he was doing a lot of hooks, and the reason for that, why he's getting hired to do a lot of hooks, is because that specific way of doing hooks was very unique to him. So he came out with a very unique flow for one, and then on top of that, you mix that in with the lyrics that he's talking about. I would say he has a certain level of lyricism, as much as he's hard to understand a lot of times, which I guess would linguistics coach would say that there's a reason for that, and he's not trying to express and if I'm going with what you said, you can get different messages from Future and this and that. That's why he's mumbling. But on the other end, the difference with him is that he actually portrays a certain message in a lot of his songs. In a lot of his songs, he's not just going line for line saying different random things. He's actually in the song talking about his experiences with women a lot of times, how he treats women, how he interacts with women. He talks about some other stuff in the streets. He talks about certain things doing to do with drug stuff, drug related stuff, rich life. He talks about specific things in his songs and maintains that theme, right? He also, whether it's good or bad, he's influenced a lot of different mentalities and different ways of life just based off his artistry and how and what he raps about and how he raps has had a big influence. So I would say that is his biggest thing with artistry is one, a unique flow, and two, I would say he has a higher level of lyricism because he
All
actually
right,
can
you're done.
or he can portray his message.
All right, so
So now it's
3 minutes. Let's go.
3 minutes of you telling us that Young Thug is lyrically there because you can get
I'm
different
saying-
things from what it.
I'm
First of all,
saying
is
he
that
has
his intention?
he has certain songs that have different flows to it, like different. Like that is his attention in an interview.
What are you
in
saying?
in an interview, Thug literally said, "I don't like explaining what I said because you can get what I'm saying from when I'm saying it. I can just do it. I'll show you what I'm saying. Appreciate it. I'll show you
But-
what I'm saying."
But
But
that's
it's
not
all
what. First of all, that
His
first of all,
attention
what
is
he's
to be
what-
melodic.
what he
It's a-
said describes his lyricism because that whole phrase is not as deep as you think. It doesn't make sense. But on top of that, you can't tell me that a man is saying one thing and he's intending. This is Young Thug we're talking about. He's saying what he's saying. You don't understand it just because you make up some next shit doesn't make him better lyrically or make it some kind of scientific thing. No,
It's the category lyrics
You're-
or
I'm saying-
artistry.
anything, whatever you're trying to say, that point of you, that point right there is like you trying to make it seem like because he's mumbling. Like I can say that about Designer. Oh,
But you
da-da-da-da-da.
can't. Because Designer,
Mm.
like I said, Thug is different. He has, first of all, emotion behind what he's saying.
Everybody,
even
as,
though
as a lot of people
no,
do,
no,
a
not
lot of-
Designer, not Future
There's
a lot.
emotion
Not a lot of times Future.
there's emotion behind
Be-
Designer and Future.
It's
Okay.
not the same
That's
because
their emotion.
okay,
You can't say there's no emotion.
Future,
They feel something.
they feel something, but when you listen to Future, it's more monotone. It's not like Thug where he's like he's what is it called? He's inflecting on vocals and he's doing certain things to make you feel what he's saying. Even though you might not understand what he's saying a lot of times, you feel it. Like Lifestyle. You feel what he's saying. And a lot of niggas didn't know what he was saying at first. I remember when I didn't know what he was saying. Like,
No,
you
me,
did-
me being a guy that I understand what Young Thug says a lot of the time. I wouldn't say I don't understand what he says, but I would like, you could do him better than telling me that he mumbles and then like if you don't understand it, you can create your own thing and have your own.
well, a lot of
imagination.
people have different understandings for what he's saying.
That's not
when
that's
it first
not what
come
is.
out.
Just look up the lyrics on Lyric Genius. You don't just make some shit up. You don't. It's like when you sit in the car and you think you know the words.
When the
and then you
first
start-
song when it first comes out, when the songs first come out, when Thug first drops the album, there's always a discussion on, what is he saying? Is he saying this or is he saying this? And sometimes Genius don't even know what he's saying. So you can't always just say, go to Genius and figure it out. Because when his songs first come out, not a lot of niggas know what he's saying. There's a question around it. Like, did he say this or did he say that? And that's what I'm saying.
I don't think you guys are taking it, but you're hearing right now.
All right, your turn.
What's the next
Guess we'll go to Impact.
Oh, wow, this is amazing.
All right, go ahead.
Impact. My timer on?
Yeah.
So I have Future. And as you know, Future came out in a time where the music was a lot different than when he came out. And as I said before about his flows, when he came out, that's one of his impacts. The way he was rapping, the way he was on the beats, the way he was in the pocket of the beat, a lot of the ways that he formed his artistry was his biggest impact. And now you fast forward, and you have people that are rapping the way Future raps, even if they don't sound specifically like Future to you. You get a Lil Uzi, who was impacted by Future in some way. You get even a Juice World, who was impacted by Future in some way. This comes from Future starting this way of making music, starting the lyrics that you're rapping about. Even though some people may agree or disagree with the lyrics, the perkies, the leans, the this, the that, that's what it is right now, and that's his impact. That's how he's influenced the game. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. His artistry has impacted the game. The way he carries himself has impacted the way you're supposed to be as a superstar in the hip hop industry right now. He's also impacted Atlanta a lot by bringing up Atlanta on a different side of hip hop. He's brought up Atlanta on a different side of hip hop when it comes to trap, which is the reason why he's one of Atlanta's in hip hop. He's one of Atlanta's heroes right now, and why he's at the top of Atlanta when it comes to hip hop, because they know what he's done for the city. And now you look at the city of Atlanta, and Atlanta is at the top of the industry, and that starts with Future. Not to say he was the first Atlanta rapper ever, but he was the first to bring them to the forefront, besides Gucci Mane, with this new style of trap music that we look at today. So I would say that is his biggest impact.
Boy Chris up in here helping us out. Appreciate him. Okay, I'm gonna start with my impact. So the impact of Thug on this generation is massive, and I would say even more massive than Future. He's one of the king of traps and ushered in this new flow, which influenced so many big artists today and smaller artists like Drake in songs like Mob Ties and Pull Up With a Stick, Let It Hit, all was influenced by Thug. They took this man's flow. All rappers credit him, a lot of rappers credit him with being one of the most influential rappers, or their biggest influence, like Chance, Jaden Smith, Lil Baby, Black, and J. Cole. Like, the list goes on how many people say how influential Thug is. He put so many artists also on the map. Like, the biggest artist, the biggest rapper in the game right now, Lil Baby, that was Thug's prodigy. And he also provided him with mentorship and a lot of other rappers with mentorship. And even paying Lil Baby to get out of the streets and pursue a career in rap. You know, not a lot of rappers do that. I don't think Future has done that, but not a lot of rapper does that.
What has he not done?
Two, you missed the point. You need to be focused, man. And another top tier rapper like Gunna is also the prodigy of Thug. You know, he pioneered a new sound that Lil Uzi and Playboy use a lot of the time and brought this into the forefront. He's one of the people who put Atlanta on the map. Atlanta wouldn't be what it is today without Thug. And he paved a new way to use autotune for many young rappers, setting the foundations for classes like XX Torlock. So, that's all I'm going to say. 3 minutes. So what I had said is that Thug has provided mentorship and also paid rappers, Lil Baby, to pursue his career in rap and get out of the streets. Like I said, I don't think Future has done any type of mentorship like that, and has been as influential.
That's never been publicly exposed, so we don't know.
No, it is.
I'm saying that's never been publicly exposed on Future's behalf, so we don't know. Yes or no.
I mean, has anybody said they did that for him?
But at the same time,
I'm just saying.
Who influenced these people?
Thug influenced these people. Thug is one of the biggest influence, and you can even hear this on songs like "Proud of You," where Thug is saying, "Yeah, I influenced you, and I'm proud of you, son. I'm proud of you. That's a new rollie. I'm proud of you because I influenced you to do that." Ain't
still in Atlanta? If you ask them the biggest guy out of Atlanta, what are they gonna tell you?
Thug.
They're gonna tell you Future, and you know they're gonna tell you Future.
A lot of people will say Thug.
And then you ask people outside of Atlanta,
Thug.
Who they were impacted by, who they grew up listening to from our generation,
Thug.
who they were bumping.
Thug. If you
my
ask,
people,
okay,
They'll tell you.
how
Future.
did, okay, tell me how did Future even set a foundation for this so-called flow? Because of Uzi, Thug. Gunna, Thug. And when Lil Baby first came out, Thug.
You're messing up because you're just saying that. You're just saying.
I'm not saying this.
Because I literally, before you said Uzi Thug, I said Uzi Future. So how are you gonna?
You saying that, but I want to know how you got that.
Pluto and Baby Pluto. Was there a reason for that? Of course.
That's a mixtape.
Why is it Pluto and Baby Pluto? Because somebody was impacted by him.
Okay.
He was impacted. We grew up listening to him, and he wanted to make a collab album
Well,
with him.
whose flow was he taking?
Baby Pluto.
Whose flow does he sound like? Thug?
Uzi doesn't sound like Thug. Whoever told you Uzi sound like Thug?
Who sounds like Thug? Gunna?
Okay,
Who sound like Thug? Lil Baby?
But also Future, because this is mumble rap.
Mm-mm.
And how long has Thug been out?
I'm saying Gunna.
When did Thug blow up?
Thugger? All these guys stole from Young Thug.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
Yes.
Future didn't make Young Thug.
No.
He did.
Jump in his podcast right now.
When did Thug blow up?
It doesn't matter when he blew. When he came, the whole industry turned around.
Yes.
Tell me when he blew. Tell me when he blew up versus when Future blew up.
That doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense.
That's not relevant information.
How's that not relevant information?
How is it relevant?
Future's been out. Future was out before we heard Thug. So how are we impacted by a man we never heard of before we heard Future?
That's perfect what he just said. Listen to
That
this.
makes no sense.
No, listen to this. It's perfect what he said. Yes, you dug over.
Nothing doing a
You just
double
dug
team
over
debate.
yourself. Future
Crazy?
was. Listen, shh.
Go.
I'm sorry for jumping in.
All good. Chris up in here.
But yo, listen.
Keep it going.
Future was out before Thug. That's facts.
That's not facts.
It is
not
facts.
facts.
It
Future
is.
was out from time.
Future was out for time, bro.
Yeah, I'm saying Future. Yes, Future was
This
out before Thug.
so
That's
what
what,
is
I
that?
thought you said
That's
Thug.
what I just
Future's
said.
out before Thug. I said that already. So what is your point? What is your
You
point? on
listen
that?
to the man?
What is your point, bro? What is your point, fam?
When Thug came out
Mhm.
in 2015, right?
Right.
He didn't come out sounding like nobody else. And for the main fact that Future was out before him and then curved and switched his style and started rapping like Thug because they have an album together.
Yep.
Super slimy. Okay?
He curved
So
and switched
who's
his style.
influencing who? Who's influencing who?
He raps like Thug. When did he start rapping like Thug? 'Cause I don't remember that era. You know-
Brother, it doesn't matter. You listen, I'm not the one to argue with you because I hit you with some shit. You have to go and listen to the tapes. You have to go
I
back
have.
to 2015. No, you haven't. No, you have. For the main fact you have listened and you don't understand what I'm saying, you haven't been listening. Future did not inspire Thug.
I never said he did. I never said he did.
But Thug inspired Future.
No, he did
And
not.
you just finished saying how.
Look, super slimy. Facts.
How was that
Brother,
fact?
you
You're
just
looking
finished,
in the
you
chat
just
with a
finished
man you're not
saying-
debating with.
You just
Who
finished
are they?
saying. Listen, yo, what's that track with Listen to this, okay? Didn't Drake come out before Gunna?
Yep.
Drake has a track with the Migos called "Having No Way." Is having his way. That
Yeah.
whole Gunna wrote that. That whole verse is Gunna. That whole flow. Yo, bro,
Yeah,
what are you
You're
talking
not
about?
understanding how you're
So,
missing because
the thing
you're
is-
talking about a man like Drake who will hop in chameleon into different flows over time.
Brother.
Future never did that.
Okay, but
Future
when has
started-
he took
Brother,
Future?
you're telling-
When
you're-
has he
you're
taken
trying to
Future's
say-
flow?
I have to get out of here,
When
bro.
has
You're
Drake
trying to
taken
say
Future's
that.
flow when they worked together for years? When they worked together for years and he was hopping on trap and
What are you
rapping
talking about?
and rapping.
Future
and
even stole the
emulating-
Migos flow.
and
What are you
emu-
talking about?
How
You
is
know
that
what? Bro,
possible?
get out of here. Get
How
out
is
of
that-
here. Go. Listen, you're
How
young.
is that even
You're
possible?
young. What do you mean? How is that possible?
They probably
the
listen
Migos
to him.
don't rap like Future.
They probably listen to him coming up.
The Migos don't rap like Future. No, they don't. They listen to Gucci. Gucci was their
And
mentor.
Future
Yeah,
too.
Gucci.
Get out of here.
Fam, they're in it. You're telling me they didn't hear
Future looked
before
up to
he pops
Gucci.
up?
Yo, come on, listen.
He needs Thug to be
What I
relevant.
heard, what I
How
heard,
does he need
what
to
I
be
heard
relevant?
was Thugger has influenced this whole generation.
He has.
I don't know how Future got
But
into
so
it,
has
but when
Future.
I heard Future inspired everybody to go drink lean.
Yep. Yep.
What
That's
the
his
fuck are you
influence
talking about?
right
I never
there.
drank lean in my life.
But
I listen to
You're-
Future.
Brother,
I
but
know
you're
that
one
influence-
fact. Like,
Fam, there's bare mans I know that listen to Future.
Listen, we're gonna have to.
Doesn't mean they inspired them to drink no lean, bro.
Come on, bro. What are you talking about?
bro,
I sip lean because of Future. I pop perks because of Future. Not because of the hood.
Future.
And what do people rap about? It's about what people rap about. It's not about what he inspired niggas to
Brother,
do lean.
Thug inspired that
Thug-
man.
Thug-
You crazy?
Because Thug inspired niggas to wear dresses, so we can do that too.
You could do that. Doesn't matter.
So
That doesn't matter. That doesn't
none
matter.
of that
But you're
matters. None of
defending
that
Future,
matters.
and you're like, how old are you? 20? How can you defend Future? You listen to Future since you're 50. Get out of here.
Fam,
Me,
that's
what
my
time is that? What
generation.
time is that? What
That's
time
my
is that?
generation.
Alright.
I have to
Sorry.
defend Future.
Back to what's up, cuz.
Man, Chris coming in. All right.
Bullshit.
4 or 5, but no, like, you say about Bluff Beauty, this is gonna be like, I know that nigga.
4 or 5 Lamel, man.
4 or 5 Lamel. All right. Next one. Discography.
Discography. All
I
right.
go first, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, I would say Thug. First of all, let me just read the stats. Read the stat sheet for you.
First of all, guys.
24 gold
Okay,
and
cool.
platinum tracks.
Mm.
A Grammy that I don't think Future has won a Grammy, but I could be wrong. And that was on his ad-lib work on This Is America. And also, I would say Thugger's discography is more diverse. Like, you have albums where he's doing the trap, like Bar the Six. You have albums where he's expanding his range and doing a little bit of, like, I guess, country hip-hop type thing with beautiful Thugger girls. Not, like, it's a little bit out of genre, but it still works. And then you have albums where he's just having fun with so much fun. And it's all different. Like, he has different moves for what you're feeling. He has a more diverse package. And I never felt like Thug ever got carried a lot of the times. I felt like even on a song like Pick Up the Phone, which is one of the best trap songs ever. He did his thing. He propelled the song to new heights. He was needed on that song. And certain things in his discography, you know, you can't argue with. Like, he has some hits, some gems, and even his mixtape is like, you know, mixtape game is up there. I'm not going to say it's better than Future, but his mixtape game is up there as well. I think his discography is very diverse compared to a lot of rappers, and he can do a lot of things. Even in the pop realm, he can go on a pop song and make a pop song. He can go on songs with Chris Brown and do that. So he's just very different in ways. So that's what I'll say, diverse catalog for him. 2 minutes.
Okay. So first of all, so you already mentioned mixtape Future, so we don't have to really highlight that. But when it comes to discography, I would say for one, don't even let me talk about DS2, which is one of the most iconic albums once again. A really big album, a really great album, that alone. But then you have things like Monster as well. You have things like What a Time to Be Alive. That's another one. Collabing with Drake to create another iconic collab. And I would say when it comes to him being diverse, I would definitely say he has been diverse, but in a different way than Young Thug. Because throughout the different albums, he's changed his sound in the slighter ways. He's changed his sound. He's changed his melodies. He's expanded on what he's done. Going out there and working with the Juice WRLD. A whole different sound. Going out there and working with Lil Uzi, it was not the same sound as DS2 at all. And that's an amazing album. Baby Pluto and Pluto is an amazing album, but that's a whole different sound. He's stepping into something that sounds mixed like a Lil Uzi sound, mixed with Future sound. So I would say he's expanded. When he's worked with The Weeknd on certain songs, that's another thing where he's expanding on who he works with and the type of sounds that he makes, right? And then if you even go back, you have songs where he's working with a Jay-Z. Like, these are legends. He's working with a Jay-Z and creating something that sounds nothing like what you hear right now. So I would say his discography, one, it changes up on the slights, but it's more about everything he's dropped has a certain level of impact to it. And everything he dropped has been sauce. for lack of better words. It's been sauce, and there it is.
All right. So you're telling me Future hasn't got carried?
Future hasn't got carried.
Hasn't got carried.
But what does that have to do with his discography?
I'm just saying his
his
discography
discography or
got
that-
carried by people like Drake.
If you had a discography,
Drake carried him.
let me ask you this: is that his
Little Uzi Vert carried him.
Is
Juice
that-
WRLD definitely carried that
so
nigga on
you
his
asked me a-
back.
You asked me a question, but then you're saying things. You didn't let
just
me
saying.
answer. Is that his artistry or is that his discography?
I'm just saying his discography got carried, so I don't know how you can have a better discography than somebody
There's mans that have
when
better.
you got carried.
There's
How
man-
did Thug get carried?
No, I'm not saying he got carried or not, but there's mans that have better discographies than Thug. And they didn't even say
Okay,
anything.
is
They didn't.
Future one
They
of
said
those
like
people?
2 songs. They said like 2 words on the song,
Is
but that's
Future
their,
one of those people?
that's their discography. Obviously, because
Okay.
I'm debating it. Yes.
But I'm saying
Mhm.
he doesn't have how many platinums he got? How many this he got?
How many-
Future
how
has
many-
more features, yes, but he's not. He's being carried a lot of the times on these features. I feel like there's only a couple songs where I can say, oh yeah, Future did his thing and he really carried the song. No, a lot of the time Future on there, he cool, but the other nigga carrying that nigga on his back.
But we're still on that. But that has nothing to do with anything.
That has
at the
something
end of
to
the
do
day,
with your discography.
You being carried, it doesn't have anything.
Because
you can have a great
Thug
discography.
isn't carried to me. Thug hasn't been
carried. And carried is
like I said,
not
pick
everybody.
up the phone.
Not everybody will tell you that Future was carried on the songs where you think he's carried. You might say he was carried, and other people might tell you something different. Other people
Okay,
might
are
tell
you telling me that?
Other people might tell
Are
you,
you
yo,
telling
like
me that?
for example, Future and
Are you telling me that?
Future and Baby Pluto.
Are you telling
You
me that?
would probably
Uzi
tell me
didn't-
that Future
Okay,
was
are you
carried,
saying
but
that?
I wouldn't believe that Future was carried. Future held his own on that album.
Come on.
What a time to be alive.
Okay.
You would tell me that Future was carried, but Future without Future, what is that album?
Okay, but
You need Future on that
okay,
album.
Juice WRLD. Juice
On the
WRLD ain't
Juice
carrying
WRLD
him.
album, you still needed Future.
Okay, so Juice WRLD ain't carrying.
No, he didn't carry him.
Come on,
And
nigga.
that's in my
Come
opinion.
on,
Your opinion
nigga.
may be different.
Come on, nigga.
Your
You
opinion
know
may
that
be
nigga
different.
got carried.
No, he didn't get carried.
He did get carried. And where's Future's accolades? Where's his Grammy?
You're gonna say
He hasn't got
Grammys.
one.
Oh, okay. You're gonna say Grammys.
He don't have one.
How many Grammys did
I'm just saying.
How many Grammys did J. Cole get?
I'm just saying.
How many Grammys did J. Cole get?
That's because they get snubbed.
How many Grammys did Nas get?
How many pop tracks can Future even
How many
drop?
Grammys did all of these a lot of these legends
Okay,
get?
how many pop tracks can Future even jump on? How many different vibes can Future jump on? Because I don't think he can jump on a lot. I think Thug can go on any track.
You don't think Future can jump on a lot?
No, not as much
They-
as
they
Thug.
put Future
not
on
as much
everything.
as Thug. Hell no. He can't jump.
They both hold their own on in this pop
Come
world.
on,
They
bro.
both do their thing in the pop world. So
Come on.
that's something that you can't even say. Oh, one is above the other.
What
They
you
both
mean?
do. They both serve the same purpose within
So
the
you
pop
think
world.
Future can go on a tape with Chris Brown and hold his own?
I think so. If
Hell no.
If Future and Chris Brown made a tape, it'll be the same thing. He'd be looking for the same thing that Thug he's
Hell
looking for with
no.
Thug. It's the same
Hell
thing.
no. He
It's
can't.
the same thing.
And you know
And
that.
on top of that, you act like
Bro.
that album was an ass.
Bro, Future's
I'm not-
so
You moving
bad.
like that album was an ass.
Look at Pushin P. Look, Pushin P's a perfect example of
Oh
how
my-
bad Future is.
What does that
He's so
mean,
bad.
fam? What are you talking
He's so
about?
ba- He,
So
he sees that
what is-
Thug and Gunna are the wave, and he jumps on it. Do you think they're like? Do you think Thug will cause Future to be on tracks? Like, really
It's
think
not.
about
It's
it.
not Thug's song. It's Gunna's song. You don't think Gunna calls a Future to be on a track? You think
Who pays
you
Gunna?
Think, you think
Who pays Gunna?
Wait, but
Thug pays Gunna first.
you
of all.
think
What?
you think Future?
I can't have these
Wait, so
arguments
are you
because
telling me?
you're
Wait.
riding Purple Rain. You're
Are you
riding
telling
Future's
me
dick
that?
so
Are you telling me
hard.
that Future
You're
calls? Are you telling me that Future calls Gunna or calls
He
Thug and
didn't
says,
even
"Hey,
talk to Gunna.
no,
You know
calls
what happened? You know
calls
what
Thug
I
or
mean?
whoever it says, put me on that
Bro,
song."
listen.
Or does Gunna say, "Yo, I want Future on my song"?
The reason you can't argue with me because I know for a fact you don't watch documentaries. You don't
So
watch.
you're
You never
telling-
watch a Gunna documentary.
So
you never watch
are you
Thug
telling me? I do watch documentaries, but are you telling me?
So have you
Are
watched
you
a
telling me-
documentary on Thug and them on YSL? Have you
So
watched?
are you telling me?
Brother,
that-
brother.
I'm
The
just asking, are you
man that
telling
never
me?
called Future to be on Pusha P.
So Future
He
called
never
them.
ca-
I said, "Put me on Pusha
No,
P."
this is what happened. You see, I'm here disturbing your podcast, right? I pulled up.
You already
That's
here, bro.
what
You
happened.
might as well.
That's what Future did.
That's
He
what
was
Future
not
did.
Future
called
walked into
to
his-
be
I
on
said-
Pushin P.
I said, "Put me
No.
on Pushin P." He's
He
begging.
even sounds like Thug on that.
He's been into.
Play it.
He does.
Are you
He
crazy? What?
Play it.
So if you take
Play
out
it.
if you take out Future, what is that song?
The song got banger.
That's
You need
actually
Future,
so
brother.
crazy to say, fam. That's actually mud.
Nah.
That's actually so mud. You take out Future off that
Yo,
song.
you know who influenced
She's
them
not
all,
a
though?
lesbian for
Yo, you know
peace,
who
she's a
influenced them all?
lesbian.
And this
Oh my
is
God.
facts. And next week, I want you guys to talk about this. Jay-Z. Because all these rappers have a Jay-Z bar. Every single one of them.
Facts.
Jay-Z's a different level, but
Every
that's another
single
thing.
rapper, remember, Jay-Z has never changed his style for like 30 years. This needs to be like what you guys talk about, because enough young people don't care about Jay-Z. But all these rappers you guys listen to, Lil Baby, Thug, No Cap, whoever, mixtape artists, whoever, all of them have a like, yo, I got the blueprint like Jay-Z, I move the rock like Jay-Z, I wanna be like Jay-Z, I wanna get my money right like Jay-Z. That's who you wanna be.
Yeah.
That's Jay-Z. We're not talking
That's
about.
different what?
That's a different. That's a different level.
That's different.
Fam, you're talking about one of my favorite rappers. So you're.
I love Future. That's my dog. But and because he's my dog, and because I listen to him so much, I'm like, why you're biting Thugger's dick?
Cap. Big cap. Guy's not wearing a cap, but he's big capping.
Nah. That's facts. Legit facts. Alright, next one. X Factor. Alright. I guess you go first.
X Factor.
What makes Future special? You got 2 minutes, nigga.
I feel like everything I said about Future is the X Factor. There's nothing more to it.
Nothing
As I
makes
told
this
you.
nigga special.
As I told you, he's different. His content is different. Everything about him is different. His persona is different. There's nobody like Future yet. You're talking about a bunch of people that have recreated Thug, and they sound close to Thug to you, but nobody has changed and been like Future yet. They've tried to emulate it many times, but tell me somebody else who you can say sounds like Future, because I can give you a whole record label of people that sound like Young Thug. Give me another Future. Show me another Future. Show me that. There's none. There's none. There will never be none. He's the first to do what he did, and he's the last to do what he did.
Panda, designer.
That's not nothing. He had one song.
Yo,
fam.
everyone thought that was Future.
But he had
Everybody
one
did.
song.
Everyone thought
He
that was
never was able to
What are you talking
continue.
about? The man has Timmy Turner.
That
His
doesn't
name
sound
with a
like
bird.
Future. Only Panda sounds like Future.
Okay, at the end of the day,
You're saying that has nothing to do with nothing, bro.
he
There's
said,
no other
okay,
Future.
you know what sucks about this argument? The man told you. The man just said.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
Oh, you just said, oh, so much people
Fam,
sound like
hold on,
Thug.
wait.
So much people
Pause.
sound like
You
Thug.
did,
How much
you
people sound like
did.
Future?
Pause.
How much people sound like Future?
Because at the end of the day, like, if I
How much
somebody
people
has
sound
to
like
have to do a
Future?
challenge, it's gonna be mud.
No.
Because like,
You
yo,
said how much people sound like
to do
Future?
rebuttal shit
You said how much
on
people?
my
No.
thing, and on top of that,
But you said how
it's
much
like, yo,
people
I
sound
think
like Future.
it's a message trying to sound like Future, but how they
Listen,
haven't gotten
brother,
close
brother,
enough.
Brother, are you crazy?
They haven't gotten close enough.
Brother,
He's
first of
different.
all,
He
Future
stands-
sounds like Jadakiss.
What are we talking
You wanna
about?
know why?
What are we-
Listen,
what?
we're not talking about melodies.
What are we talking about
Sorry.
right now?
Nah, you good.
Sorry. We're not talking about melodies or none of that. Do you see that raspy voice that Future has? We stick together like we're in a group home. Me and my dog. That's just from drinking and smoking. Jadakiss has the same voice, but Jadakiss raps. He doesn't sing. So you're talking about how much people sound like Future? A lot of these guys, because they all drink lean. Get
But
the
they
hell
don't
out of here,
sound
bro.
the same, fam. You know Future.
Brother.
You
And
know
your
Future
argument
when you-
sucks because you asked cuz, how much people, so much people sound like Thug, how much people sound
But
like Future?
what I just told
That
you.
just goes to show you
What
the
I-
influence levels on the game. Kill it.
Facts.
Kill
What
it.
did I just tell you though?
You know,
They
Why
tried.
are you guys talking?
They
bro?
tried,
Why-
but they don't
You're
sound
wrong
like.
and strong. You're a stubborn person.
They
bro.
tried,
You're
fam.
wrong and strong.
Because I'm having a fucking debate,
Yo,
bro.
this is
It's
not a
not
debate. This
I'm
wrong
having
and
a
strong. It's not
fucking
a
debate. You want me
debate.
to say, oh yeah, yo, bro, Team Thug, fam, I'm having a debate,
It's not about Team Thug, and it's not about Team Future either. It's about facts.
fam, which I am delivering to you. That is so crazy, fam. Is my time up? That's mud. That's actually mud.
You want an extra minute or
I
something?
don't know. I don't want nothing, bro. I don't want nothing.
You didn't have an X Factor thing anyways. You
I don't
acted
want
like
nothing,
you
fam.
did.
Just go.
All right. To me, like Thug, X Factor is
Why is there a Young Thug? Why is there a Young Thug versus Future? First of all, do you know that Young Thug and Future are chilling together right now, killing the whole Atlanta game? Why are we putting them against each other? You guys need to stop this right now. Later.
That's ridiculous, man.
facts. Yeah, facts. All right, there we go. Niggas in the chat telling this nigga he's wrong. But anyways,
Of course they are, because continue though. Go.
all right. I think Thug's X Factor is like, I was looking this up too. The way he uses his ad libs is a big X Factor. he uses his ad libs to serve an important part of his songs a lot of the times. Like even in songs like Halftime, where he does his skirt like longer though, like to emphasize certain parts, compared to songs like Constantly Hating, where he does it shorter to emphasize certain parts of the song. He also does the sheesh and memo at different times. Like it's crazy how he uses ad libs when you really look in depth at it. On top of that, I think Thug influenced a lot of the drip. Like the way people rock stuff, he puts a lot on fashion. I don't think Future really does a lot of fashion stuff, but Thug really does a lot of fashion stuff. He's very involved in the high fashion community, and also, rap is a hyper masculated, genre. People say that all the time, and I think that even Thug opening that, wearing whatever you want to. You don't have to be scared to wear whatever the fuck you want to now because Thug opened that door for him. Thug can wear a blouse, wear a dress, whatever. If it's drip to you, drip doesn't have a sexuality. So he opened that door for people to wear whatever they want to, wear whatever nose ring they want to, wear wherever piercing you want to, like type of shit like that. I think that's a big influence that people don't really see a lot, So, yeah, that's my argument. So, rebuttal.
We did it already.
You're done? You're done, though.
We did it already. I rebutted already. I fought for my life and rebutted already. We can rebuttal again if you want to repeat what he said.
I'm just saying, do you have any points against what I said?
The points of what you just said were already said. And
what? The fashion
said,
thing?
okay.
The ad-lib thing?
Fashion thing. One, he might have influenced a certain level of fashion on a certain level of artists, but Future influenced the fashion for a lot of people. Not just your favorite rapper wearing a blouse or whatever they're doing on a fashion level. Because he got that from somebody else. He got into the fashion world. Other rappers get into the fashion world. They do the same thing. Future would have more influenced the drip with how we dress, how other people dress. That's Future right there.
But nobody's copying Future's dressing habits. Not a lot of people.
But nobody's copying, on a regular level, nobody's copying Young Thug's dressing habits either.
Well, a lot of people... On
a certain level, you dress like...
But he made it open for people to wear whatever the fuck they want to. Like I said, you don't have to say like, this is for a girl or this is for a guy, whatever. He made it open to say, whatever I think the fuck is drip, I'm gonna rock that.
But
shit.
he didn't do that though. He didn't start that.
Who started?
I'll say somebody like a Prince or somebody from that era.
But
that's doing
I'm saying in rap, who started that in the rap game? Because R&B is a different thing. In rap, who started that?
For real.
And at the end of the day, I'm not rebutting against that. I'm talking about him influencing the drip. Yes.
Wearing women's clothes thing, for real.
Who did that?
That's a great influence. That's
for real.
It's in a hyper, like this
kudos to that. That's cool.
It's hyper-masculated all the time.
But the whole persona, as well, is influenced by Future. Whose persona? Because Young Thug has a unique persona. I'll give him that. So does Future in a sense, but everybody kind of tries to emulate that persona more than they try to emulate a Young Thug persona. Would you agree, or would you say, oh no, people are trying to out here walking around trying to be like Young Thug?
I think people are trying to be like Thug. That's a lot of people in rap.
I'm talking not just in rap. People,
nobody's trying to be like
the hip hop community.
What do you mean? Unless it's popping pills and drinking lean.
People are trying to walk around and move, move like Young Thug. Even what he's saying with a lot of the things of how he's dealing with women, all this P shit that niggas are talking about.
That's not Thug. That is Gunna.
But all the P,
that's Gunna.
The whole P mentality and that whole thing of pushing P, that whole mentality they're talking about. All the type of game that niggas have nowadays.
Gunna.
And
who put on Gunna?
They're talking about Future shit.
Who put on Gunna? Who started pushing P? Gunna.
So you think people just started pushing P because thing came out? People just started pushing P all of a sudden? It's a term from Atlanta. People just started pushing.
Gunna has a bar.
People just started pushing P yesterday.
Listen, first of all, Gunna has a bar that he says, "I started pushing P to the world and it stuck." So nobody is owning gun and shit. That's guns.
What are you talking about? I'm saying the whole mentality.
Pushing P?
The mentality,
What-
the
So tell me
movement.
what the future. What movement?
Everything, all of them.
You're talking about toxic.
What
the
except for
toxic,
drinking
being
lean?
toxic.
toxic movements.
Except for drinking lean. You
Yeah,
know
that's what
okay,
everybody's
wait.
trying
you
to
know,
do
wait,
now.
He had one. He had one. The fuck up the commas. I remember that changed the game. When he dropped that, everyone was like, "Yo, I'm about to go to the mall and fuck up some commas." And he said it in the interview. He said the fuck up commas thing came from
Yeah.
a language in Atlanta. That's just how we talk to each other. So I threw it in a song. Now the whole world.
But you acting like Thug hasn't put on so many stuff
He
like
put on
Slat,
beer-
Slat,
What is
Slime.
that? That's the-
Come on, all
But
this shit.
you never said that. I'm telling you my shit.
I'm
You never
just
said
saying. I'm just saying.
that. You can't.
Thug put
that wasn't-
all that on too.
that wasn't in
Slat.
Do you have an extra 2 minutes or something? Because
I'm
you never
just
said
saying. I'm just saying.
that. I never rebutted against you. I said you never
Okay,
said
but
that.
he
I'm
put a
talking
whole
about.
bunch of lingo
I'm talking
on.
about a whole persona that he put on.
Okay,
a bunch of
Thug put on a
lingo?
whole lingo. People say,
A bunch of
"Oh,
words?
see you later, Slime." Like that's all
And that's
because
cool,
of
but
Thug.
you could have just said that within the 3 minutes, but you didn't say that within 3 minutes.
Well, I say it.
I mean, if they take that, they
Well,
take
people who are watching it now are taking it, aren't they?
that. They can take it, but it wasn't within the 3 minutes.
Well, they'll take it.
It's coming up with shit off the top. I'm not rebutting against something that you didn't say.
I'm just saying you can't disagree with those points.
I'm not disagreeing with that point.
Okay, you can't. There's no disagreeing with it because
Why
you
would I-
can't disagree with it.
I'm not disagreeing with the point. But can you disagree with my point?
I'm
No?
saying, yeah, Future put on one thing. Future did one thing.
One thing?
One.
That's at a whole persona. That's a big thing.
Oh my God, you acting like Thug don't put on a whole persona. You acting like people ain't copying what Thug says all the time. Like, what do you mean?
That's speech. That's cool too, but I'm talking about a whole persona, a whole way of life, a whole movement.
To be
Future.
toxic to women
Whatever it is.
That's what
not
you're
just
saying.
that. Not just that.
and drinking lean and
Whatever,
popping pills.
whatever it is, because you're.
That, I'm just asking you, or
but
this
what you're
thing.
trying to do, yeah, that's a part of it.
Okay, no, is
what
that
you're
a
trying to
part
do-
of
what
it,
you're trying
or
to-
is that it?
What you're trying to do is down what he
I'm just
influenced
saying,
people
is
to do.
that it or not?
I get that, but you're trying to down what he influenced people to do, which it is what it is. It's
I
to
mean,
each
I'm
their
just
own.
saying that's what it
But
is.
it's- yeah, and that's. But I'm saying that's a to each their own situation, because you, in the sense where you can down that, I can sit here and be a person that downs what you're saying that Thug influenced people to do. If a nigga doesn't respect, he influenced people to wear dresses and shit like that, he could say the same thing.
Okay,
It just depends. That's two
that's up
different
to
influences.
you.
Yeah,
that's
so
how
you
you
can't
see
da-
it.
you
But
can't
I'm not
like,
downplaying
lean.
it. I'm
Yeah,
just
like,
saying
you
what
know?
it is, and that's disrespecting women, being toxic
but you're
towards
putting, you know what you're doing.
women,
You know what you're doing.
and also popping pills
you
and
know-
drinking a lot of lean, which killed a lot of young folks like
You
Juice
see
WRLD.
what, see what you
So
just,
that's all I'm saying.
you see what you just did?
I'm just saying. I'm just telling you what it
You see
is.
what you just did? I'm not gonna, and you know what's funny? I'm not gonna do the same thing for your side of the point, because I know I can't, because it's set up in a certain way. But if you know, you know.
All
If
right.
you know, you know. It's just I'm not getting canceled today.
Okay. I'm just saying, being toxic to women, and
I'm not getting canceled today, so you can
All that-
finish it with that.
that's all I'm saying. Think about it. But
I can do
anyways,
the same thing.
that happened a minute ago, and we want to respect both of the artists. Like, of course, Thug and Future are like some of the best of our generation. You know, trap gods. So we want to make sure we pay homage to both artists and just say we respect what they brought to the culture as well. You know, in facts. So respecting it. And I appreciate what Thug and Future brought, because we wouldn't have a lot of the artists we have today and that we enjoy today without these people. Like Gunna, like Lil Baby, like Lil Uzi Vert. All these people, we wouldn't have them without this foundation that they built for, these people. And even the community in Atlanta is so much built off of what Thug and Future do, So that's what I'm saying. You have anything to say?
I agree. Still, at the end of the day, they both played similar roles in starting a certain way. So would have to respect both of them for what they've done. I would say it's a good debate because of the fact that on both sides of what they do, they've had big impacts.
All right. So next, we talking about some current stuff. That was back in the past. We're gonna bring it up to date with our new segment. Well, if you were here last week, you saw this segment. It's called Pardon Me. So it's like pardon the interruption. We're gonna put, like 4 minutes, 5 minutes on the clock, and just talk about stuff that's going on. So the first thing I got on my list here is Fabio, foreign. You know, what do we expect from him this weekend? We also got Corey Ray dropping, and we also have I just saw today 42 Doug and ESG dropping as well this weekend. So it's gonna be a pretty hot night to me. This late night review. Make sure you tune in for that. But what are you thinking about? You know, Fabio. What are you expecting much from it? How are you, you know, thinking about the project here?
Um, I'm expecting more. I'm expecting more than maybe what he's dropped in the past. I don't know if I'm expecting that much because at the end of the day, it is Fabio. So I don't expect too much, and on top of that, I don't love New York drill like that. So I'm not expecting to really love the album, but I'm expecting him to push himself further, which is good.
Okay,
Mhm.
I'm on the fence with this one. From the singles, I was excited at first, but from the I think Magic Show was the Quavo and the Nicki single. I ain't really like those two singles, so I'm
Mhm.
hoping there's more on the horizon, and like he actually does what he does from you know, what he did off of Kanye's album. People were really shocked when he hopped on Kanye's album and he was going crazy with the Kanye stuff. Uh, I hope that he does a little bit off of that and he gets a little bit interested in that type of, get in that mind space where you're talking some real shit, some deep shit on a drill beat, or even having samples in the drill. That'd be cool to see. Are there any? Well, I guess we do know the feature list, but is there any feature you saw in there that you are excited for the most?
I didn't see the future list. I don't think I seen the future
Yeah,
list.
Neo. You remember
Neo, okay, Neo. I'm not really excited for Neo.
Alicia Keys was on there.
Alicia Keys. If it's a new song, no, actually, no, I'm not excited for that because from what I've seen before, if Kanye gets a new song, I'm excited to see what
I'm
that looks
excited
like.
to see what Kanye does with him.
Who else was on it?
I think Polo was on it.
Polo G. Nah. I think based on what I'm hearing, like Fabio's gonna have to, he's gonna have to perform. I think he's gonna have to perform because a lot of this stuff is like I know it's gonna be Polo G, but they're gonna try to put him on some like New York drill shit with pianos, just to be Polo G-ish. So I don't know if I'm gonna fuck with that unless Fabio performs how he's supposed to perform.
So how are you feeling about Corey LeRae as well? Her album's dropping this weekend as well. How you feeling on that?
I want nothing to do with it.
I'm kind of excited looking at the feature list. Like I know Corey LeRae is kind of but I want to see how the features are gonna do. She has a lot of great features on there from what I'm seeing, so I'm just excited to see that part of it. I'm excited for the ESG and 42 Doug mixtape that's coming out. I think that's gonna be really
probably be
crazy.
fire, to be honest.
From the last single we heard last week in the basement, that was a crazy single. Gets me really excited for what.
That's the single for the tape.
There are two singles that came out. We listened to one before it was on, but the last one was pretty good.
Yeah.
ESG went off. And 42 Doug, I just want to see. Maybe this could put him in the race as an MVP candidate. This tape can propel him to that type of conversation because 42 Doug has been doing his thing on the feature side lately. So maybe him doing this tape and him performing well on the tape can push him to that MVP conversation.
I think so, to be honest. Or not MVP. You're talking about 42, not MVP, but most improved player for me.
I think he improved a lot last year when I heard the features last year. I think if he does well on this tape,
You think he could be an MVP?
yeah, candidate.
Oh, okay. I would say maybe improve because I feel like for me, he's still on a level of improvement that where I couldn't put him as like an MVP unless everybody just kind of pulls through like weak as hell this year.
What do you mean?
Cause he's good. But like for him to be the best, it's
I'm
kind
saying
of
in
crazy.
the candidate. Like right now, there's not
But
like
for him
Gunna's
to
in the
even be like
conversation.
a top 3 candidate or like a top 5 candidate to be the best is still kind of crazy.
Right now, I'm saying currently, if he does well right now, he can get in that conversation for me. 'Cause
Yeah,
right now,
well I guess
Gunna
there's nothing there.
Gunna's
but-
there, and that's it for me.
I'm also hoping for some improvement from him as well, even on this new thing like another level of improvement.
Well, I'm hoping he has a tape that's dropping after this.
Mhm.
Like it's not just gonna be this mixtape for him, but something else after. So we'll see. We'll see. Um, next we talking about the COVID effect. So if you're not hip, last week and I believe, well, I watched a bit of it. Dreamville Fest actually was on streaming for the first time. So they had performances from Little Baby. They had a return of Lil Wayne and T.I. and Jeezy all on the stage. They had Ja Rule and Ashanti as well. Uh, T Pain was also there as well. I saw. So it was a lot of artists. But where do you see this going? Like, do you see the future of festivals being able to be accessed through streaming uh, in the coming years because of COVID?
I think so. I think they would continue it because there's no reason to not continue it. Like if you can literally monetize it, you can literally make people pay to come to these things online. It expands it, and it's something that it's almost crazy that we didn't start this earlier.
Yeah.
That like the pandemic caused people to start it because it's just so like it's there's always been the platforms to do it.
Yeah.
But since we've been in the pandemic, people have worked on the platforms, developed it more, been able to have contests on it. So now it's like you can have people be online, and then have people be at the thing in real life. Because at the end of the day, not everybody's gonna be able to be there in real life.
That's
So
true.
this just expands it. I could be like, it's not
Even
the same.
concerts.
Yeah.
Like Tyler Creator's concert was on streaming as well
Mhm.
on Amazon. So it's just like that might be a next facet where, oh yeah, Gunna's going on concert. Let me put my thing on streaming platforms. Let me partner with Amazon to get my thing on streaming platforms and stream the concert, so people can come out, even if they can't come out physically. They can come out virtually as well.
Yeah, I think that should continue. I wouldn't see any reason why it wouldn't continue for
Yeah.
me personally.
Who would you want to see like do this?
Do a online concert?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Honestly, everybody should be trying to do this, but I feel like I would want to see, of course, J. Cole.
Well,
But I've kind of experienced it already through like him dropping that live thing, that live album of Forest Hill Drive. That's kind of I guess that's kind of how it felt. That was like an early experience of that. But I would want to see that again. I would want to see even a Travis Scott do something like that because I know I don't know what's gonna happen with him, but I know I've always wanted to see his performances because his performances are lit still. So
well, you
I
got
want to
J
see
Cole.
something like that. Yeah, J. Cole.
He did Dream Fest. That's Dream Fest.
Mhm.
It was pretty good. Like the parts I watched, it was really lit. I liked the way they had it filmed, and I like the energy of there. Like I wouldn't want to be. I would want to be there. Like that actually got me, and that might entice people to say like, oh yeah, I see how lit it is there. Let me try to get there next year. Let me try to like actually be there for real next year, physically.
And I think that opens up a lane and creates a next step as a performer, because it's like imagine you can perform, and you can find a way to involve the people that are at home. You can find a way to make them feel like they are there. Like it's one thing like to watch it online and to not really feel like you're there, but you get that experience. But for a rapper to, hey, let me look at the camera that's showing online. Let me talk to that real quick. Let me say something, and that just makes you creates a lane of artists that are gonna come up and be even better performers, based off of that.
All right, I feel that. I think this is a real exciting avenue and future
Definitely.
for the genre. I can't wait to see what it comes of it. So we're gonna move on to the next segment here, and that is sports and music. So recently, I forgot his name, but Young Thug's artist that dropped that tape.
Was it
T,
it was T Shine. Yeah.
T Shine, yeah. That tape was actually executive produced by KD. So
By KD.
yeah.
I'm not surprised.
So how do you see this coming? Like in the future, do you see more sports getting involved in the music scene, like in that way? Because before sports would like athletes would try to rap, and that wouldn't, work out sometimes, I guess for Shaq, but a lot of the time it won't work out like that.
Mhm.
So what do you see like that being the next avenue for sports athletes to get involved with the music scene, like executive producing albums, like Kawhi has done it. James Harden has done it with Lil Baby and Dirk. Um, KD has done it now. So where do you see this avenue going?
I mean, I definitely see it happening. Like, I feel like it's not even something to foresee at this point. It's like it's literally happening in front of us. Like, I would say, my guess is probably the next person that's probably gonna do this is like a James Harden. The way he's been so involved in like being around a lot of these rappers, I could see him doing something like this. So I would say like I already think it's gonna happen. It's happening. Um, with KD, he's been doing this for a while. Like he actually put on Dave East in a sense because he brought out Dave East and like let him record in the studio that he has at his crib and stuff like that. So I would say like it's gonna happen. It's happening, and they have at the end of the day they have the money for it. They're NBA stars, so they have the money to put behind artists.
Facts. You got something to say? Well, we're gonna put
Guys boiling up.
but like a lot of, I think that would be a good opportunity. Like I'd rather see that than like, no offense, but Dame dropping a project with him on it. Like Dame is he's the best rapper
He's tough.
athlete,
He's
but
tough.
like he don't know how to make a good song. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. Like
He needs to work with somebody, but he doesn't have the time. That's the problem. That's really what it is. You don't have time to make a good song when you're literally in the NBA.
Like I'd rather see people executive producing go this route. So I think it's gonna be good opportunity for athletes to help. The music that helps them so much, like helps them ball instead of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try to rap and make a song. Yeah, let me put the money behind these artists, blase blase, and get an executive producing credit on the tape. And that's crazy. I think I'm excited to see if more athletes start doing this and making tapes and making projects like Kawhi did. Even though Kawhi's tape wasn't really that good to me, but I still like to see some other artists take this opportunity
Do
as
you
well.
do you think it's gonna affect the NBA though?
What do you mean? In what sense?
Well, in one sense, the focus on basketball in the NBA could shift. I feel like it might not, but at the end of the day, if a lot of artists start saying, "Yo, like I don't want to focus on this right now. I want to take some time and focus on putting together an album for some people." Because if you look at it like a Kawhi did this, and what is Kawhi known to do? Kawhi is known to load manage. That's probably where Kawhi found the time to do something.
Oh
like
no,
this.
that's when he was injured.
Yeah, okay. Well, when they're injured, but when it becomes a real lane, it's like I could see that it's a possibility that people might be like, "Yo, I'm gonna load manage, or I'm gonna take a break just to do this because I want to focus on music." You know?
I mean, I don't think it affected that much.
Mm.
I think even during the off season, if you want to do that, like I guess I wouldn't suggest this for a person like AD who's already getting injured a lot and needs the off season to get himself,
To rest up, yeah.
Yeah, but like, I mean, if you can afford the slack, like James Harden's on decline, so I mean, I guess he can afford the slack because he's already slacking and lacking.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Hopefully, that's how it goes, where it's people that are kind of up there already. But you never know. Maybe you'll see like some rookies that will just be like, "Yo, I'm gonna do this right now." Like I just got in the league right now, like 2 years. You see like a John Morant dude or something.
That'd be sweet.
What, John Morant doing that?
Yeah.
It would be tough because he knows the artist, but
Yeah.
like,
Like he got
it's
a
like,
whole
bro.
bunch of Memphis artists.
yeah, but-
Memphis. But yeah.
get a Pooh Shiesty and a big scar and the whole new 1017 on that shit. Tough.
So next we got it was Nipsey Hussle's anniversary of his passing, I believe last week. But I just wanted to touch on the importance of Nipsey. Like, what was the importance of him? How he really changed the rap game and how people think and go about music because of Nipsey Hussle and because of certain things he did before he died. And what he really meant to the game, even though a lot of people didn't really know about him, well, before he died. What did he mean to the game? What did a lot of his stuff that he was doing meant to the rap game, and how do you see that affecting the generations that are coming up now and even after?
I think he means a lot to the game, to be honest. Like from my point of view, and the way I seen it, his biggest impact wasn't music at all. Like his music was great. His last that last album that he dropped was great, but his biggest impact was just the way he was living his life, the mentalities that he had, the different things that he said, like running his business, taking his money that he made. As much as he might not have been the biggest star, he had money. He took the money he made, invested it into his community, started a business, and he basically set out a blueprint. I feel like when I, for my impact, I looked at what he did, and I was like, yo, when I get money, I actually literally want to do that. Which is how a lot of people started looking at things when they heard about him, and even when he passed, it got blown up even more. So now people in the rap game are looking at it like, maybe I don't need to buy the new diamond chain before I put some money into my community and start a business. He also showed like he was in a marriage as well.
Yeah.
He showed a way to how you're supposed to really treat your woman and love your woman. It was a good marriage. It looked like a solid marriage. Of course, we're not there, so we don't know, but that's what it looked like to other people. So it showed youngins like me, people younger than me, other people in the rap game, other people in the world, like, yo, this is how you respect your family. This is how you respect yourself. This is how you can uphold yourself. He said a lot of like spiritual things as well. So he taught a lot of things. So I feel like that was his impact, to just to show like this is another way you can be. Even if you came from the streets like he did, you can develop yourself and do things with the money that you made and feed your whole community, not even just you.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think that's like a real important part. Like making sure you give back to your community. Like all the activism that Nipsey did off the record, and building black businesses back up, like bringing that back to the forefront,
Mm.
and even things like owning your masters, how important that is, and understanding the business as well. Not just only rapping and being a rapper, but how can I understand the business side of things? How can I understand the music side of things so it's not like people are taking advantage of what I'm doing? And I think that's real important to what he brought to the table. And he, even though he died, I believe he died a different man than he, came into the game. And he tried to put a lot of his people on, like even from the hood, like even if he seen them doing wrong and stuff like that, he tried to make sure he was gonna try to make sure everybody was eating. And I think that's something that I even really inspired to do, like make sure everybody's eating. If I'm eating, I want the whole community to eat, and that's just really important. I
Mm.
think even building houses in the communities, and making sure people understand food health, like that's something that was important to him too. Like he was gonna get the documentary out about Dr. Sebi, which
Yeah,
Julia was here. He would
he,
have
would- he would have a different issue with that.
but it's just like making sure people understand what you put in your body is not good. Like these things that um, the corporations, I'm not gonna say the white man, but the corporation does and puts into the community is not helpful. You got to look differently and look at certain situations to see why people are dying this early, why certain things are happening to us, and bringing the education to the black community. So I really appreciate him for that and everything he did.
Facts. And I would advise, like, I know because he wasn't highlighted that much, as we said, during the time that he was alive. So some people might not have seen certain things. I would definitely advise anybody that hasn't seen a lot of Nipsey interviews to look at a lot of Nipsey interviews, because
Yeah,
there's so much gems you can just get out of Nipsey interviews. Also, taking his music, go back. You might have heard it when he passed, but really go back and listen to his music and take in, like, he was pushing that message. It lived through his music as well. He would tell you these things within the music, which is important.
yeah, hustle and motivate, bro. It's just super important. Um, Next, we are just it's a new month, so just cap out March to us. Like, what was your favorite tracks? Did you have a favorite album of the month? What are some things that came out last week that you really liked or enjoyed? Or what was the whole month for you? Like, if you were to rate the month, what would you give it? Like, and what are you looking forward to next month, music wise as well?
Well, music wise, I would say this month has been kind of weak-ish. Yeah, kind of weak music wise, to be honest. Like I would say the what's it called? The Baby and Young Boy album is probably the best album I heard this month, which is kind of crazy because that shouldn't be the best album I heard this month. So I would say music wise, like if I'm just rating the month music wise, I would give it like 3, like a 3 out of 10. But if I'm rating the month life wise, life is good. I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
All right.
I'm alive.
Were there any tracks that stood out to you this month that you mess with?
The Freedom of Speech, that last J. Cole song on the Dreamville tape. Dreamville tape was ass. But that Freedom of Speech song was big. What else?
I like that stick.
Stick. No,
Stick.
no, I don't like Stick.
Stick. Stick. I got a new stick.
I thought you were talking about the song. There's a song with Young Boy and the Baby. I forget what it's called right now.
Turbo.
But yeah, Turbo. But there was another one where he's like chanting some shit. Hit. Yeah. Hit was tough. Turbo was tough. And then the one where he's like, the baby was singing. I forget what it's called, but he's catching that melody.
Creeper.
Yeah, she's a creep. Yeah. That was a tough one. And then also the song that we heard from the artist we didn't even know about, that was singing about weed and stuff like that. That was like a hidden gem. She was on a Isaiah Rashad album and stuff like that.
Persuasive.
Yeah, that was a good song.
Dochi.
That was a good song.
Dochi.
Yeah, Dochi. That was a good one.
Yeah, I agree. I think my favorite songs you didn't mention is like "Do It Again" with Kochi. I like that song a lot. That's also on the playlist. I also like like I said, Stick, and that one with 2 Chainz on it too. Bart Barry from Simpson. I like that. I'm excited for next month. You know, we got Corey LeRae dropping. We got Trippie Redd might drop next month as well. We got Fabio dropping. So, and we got Wiz, Big Critch, and Smoke DZA.
Didn't they already drop though?
They dropped a single, but they dropping a tape together.
Okay.
So I'm excited for that. I think next month might be a little bit better. To me, I would have to give this month maybe like a 3 as well. But I think I'm just trying to see who's gonna walk into that MVP conversation. I think we might see that the next month. Jack Harlow's dropping in May, so I'm excited to see what he does there.
Can he be an MVP?
I think so.
Nah, I can't. I can't do it. Nah,
I'm going off of musical talent, and I think
don't let that rappers step it up. Don't let that happen.
I think that after the cosigns that he's got, I think right now he's gonna be on a new level. I'm excited to see what features he got. Like, I've seen him hanging out with Drake, so maybe we can see a Jack Harlow and Drake song. I've seen him hanging out with, of course, Kanye. So
what about Yeet? You don't think Yeet could be an MVP, fam?
Yeet is not. Maybe in Seiku's eyes.
Yeet could be like a reverse MVP, like worst valuable player, WVP. That'll be pretty tough. That's a pretty tough award. We should make one of those.
All right.
WVP.
Yeah, it won't be for me.
Definitely will be Yeet.
Yeets will not be for me. So we're gonna do some quick birthday shout outs. The last time we were on, which was last Tuesday, Pharrell's birthday is actually today. Pharrell.
Shout out to Pharrell.
We also had Quavo's birthday as well. Yeah. So tell me, I think Pharrell is pretty influential.
Hella influential. That goes without question that he's influential. Production wise, is his main influence. even his
A lot
the
of
way
good.
he performed on songs is influential. I don't honestly I don't think like people have been able to really replicate what he does though.
No, no, no.
I think he kind of came in the game and did his thing, and it was just him. I didn't really hear much people do it what he did again.
Yeah, facts. I don't think you can replicate that. So shout out Pharrell. Give him his props. Give him his flowers.
Mm.
Uh, moving on with that, we also had Marvin Gaye's birthday. So for our next segment here, we got something to shout out Marvin Gaye, and that's the top 10 Marvin Gaye samples. So if you're not sure how this works, I pick five, he picks five, and then we go off of that, and we see who has the best top five when people vote. I'm probably gonna put the polls on YouTube because when I put the polls on Instagram last week, that's why they didn't go up. They're taking them down. Like so,
They're taking them down.
yeah, they said like you can't post the same thing like after another or some shit like that. So, f Instagram.
Stupid. That's
So
dumb.
we're gonna have to figure out a new way. I'm gonna figure it out this week and let you guys know. But right now it probably be on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube if you're listening.
Alright, let's flip this coin, brother.
Hey Siri, what do you want?
Heads.
Hey Siri, flip a coin.
Come on, Siri.
It's tails.
Fuck,
Yes.
man.
All right.
Time, bro.
So for my number five, Marvin Gaye, which I like before researching this shit, I did not realize how many samples.
A lot.
There's a lot
There's
of
a lot,
samples.
fam.
I'm gonna take Smooth Operator.
Wow. Wow. I didn't expect you to do that. I'm not gonna lie.
That's
thought-
a
I
good
thought-
one though.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were an '80s hater.
No,
What-
I'm not. I'm not. Not a Big Daddy Kane hater.
I didn't
though.
expect that. Still,
Big Daddy Kane came through. You thought I was gonna like sleep on that nigga? No.
I didn't think that was gonna make your list.
No, I definitely was. And that's because that sample is like on there especially sample's so like clean. It's cleanly used. So like that's my number
Okay, so for my number five, gonna have to go with a real classic. Gonna have to go with bringing some Mary J. Method Man
at number
And-
5.
at number five, man,
You actually are tripping.
and bring out that "You're All I Need" on number five. They're all good samples, so it's
No,
hard to
you
really say
actually-
5 to 1.
no,
But
you're actually
there it is.
tripping because that would have been my number 1. And you're
damn,
tripping.
that's your number one, bro.
Yes, you're actually tripping. You're
Why is that
smoking
your
on a
number
pack.
one,
You
though?
must have broke the challenge
well,
because you're
okay,
smoking on a pack.
Is that your number one based on how it was sampled, or just based on the fact that it's the biggest song?
Based on the fact that it was sampled well, based on the performances, based on the hit factor of it? They're all 3 factors. So like,
So the way it was sampled, I think the way it was sampled was pretty normal. Like you could tell, you can almost tell. So it's
that's
not,
what you
it's
can
not,
tell.
but it's
What
not
you-
like mixed, like really played around with and changed around in the production. You know,
That
so
doesn't need it all the time.
doesn't need that. But that's why it's my number five. That's the
You're
way
actually sleeping.
I'm putting it on that spectrum. So
Number 4 for me is, which I didn't know this until researching it, but it's First of the Month.
why is that number four?
Because
Why the
I feel
hell's
like
that
other
number
songs
4,
I have
bro?
on here was better.
Mm.
Like you said, the Method Man one was better than me, just because like
Mm.
you could like I like songs that are kind of a little bit more faithful most of the time. So like I like songs that have a faithful sample to it. You can tell sometimes what the sample is, and then you can pick it out. But you know,
Okay.
that's not for everybody, you know. But I think that First of the Month have to make the list because I didn't even realize it was a sample. I don't know which one it sampled again. I think it was Sexual Healing, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't
think it
remember.
was-
Can't remember.
I think it was Sexual Healing, but it's just it's a wild sample. So and it's a banger song. So I have to go with that for my number 4.
Okay.
Number 4.
You know, number 4. You know what? I'm gonna have to do my dog Common and put "Love Is" by Common at number 4.
That's a good one.
That's a great beat.
That's a
Great
good
beat.
place for it.
I'm pretty sure Dilla might have produced that beat. So great beat.
Shout out Detroit. Shout out Jay Dilla.
Shout out Jay Dilla.
A real GOAT. Lost legend right there. Yeah, I agree with that. I would put that at number 4 if it made my list. Number 3 for me is the one, the only, Yay, Spaceships. And I didn't realize that was a sample either.
What are you? Oh my God, this guy just tearing apart my goddamn list, bro.
And I had to put that at number 3.
Oh my God,
because it's actually a banger, but it could have made it higher. Arguably, if somebody arguing with me, you know, I'll probably like argue that it might be a little higher. But to me, it's a good place at number 3 as well. You know, it's also like, I like the sample. Like, I didn't realize it was a sample, but that's like one of my favorite songs on College Dropout. So, you know, I had to put it on the list.
Okay, so number 3 then for me, and I would put this, because I actually didn't know this was really, I didn't really take in that this was a sample, to be honest. But sipping on some scissor.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You gotta play the song because I don't even know what you're talking about. Sipping on some scissor.
Here we go, bro. Or what's? Hold on.
Is that the name of the song?
Syrup, or whatever you call it, fam. Sipping on some syrup.
Sipping on some scissor.
Syrup. Sipping on some syrup. It's 3 6 Mafia, fam.
Oh yeah. I heard that.
Yeah, fam. This. Yeah, I'll put that at number 3.
Okay. I feel that. Number 2. I have a hard choice here. I have some things here. You know what? I'm just gonna have to go with I'm gonna have to go with it, bro. I'm gonna have to go with De La Soul.
Oh shit. Okay.
And
De La
that's
Soul, alright. I respect that.
After the Dance.
I respect that.
And
They have a lot of good production, by the way. I respect that.
So I appreciate. I mean, that's a banger. They also have another one, which I can't remember the name of right now, for the life of me. But I'll look it up right now. Well, you can go, but I'll look it up.
For me, I'm gonna have to go with a real legend right now, and deal with at number 2, Jay-Z, American Dreamin'.
I forgot that on the list. That's actually a good one.
American Dreamin' is definitely got to be on my number 2. That's a tough album in general, but that song is amazing. That
song
sample
is a good
amazing.
song. Nah, I definitely I seen it, and I definitely forgot to put it on my list. So like, great choice. You know, I respect the choice.
Had to get it.
Number 1 for me. Might have to do a jowl here.
And we'll start switching shit around.
Yeah, because you took my fucking number 1. But for me, I'm gonna have to go with Back to Sleep.
Back to Sleep by who?
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown? Okay.
You know.
Oh shoot, I didn't really.
So let me ride.
I'm surprised. I know the song, but I'm surprised. Like I don't know if I knew that was a sample. To be honest.
Yeah, that's a sample though.
That's interesting. That is interesting. That's a good one because I didn't even think about that.
So that's a banger. So I have to. It might not be number 1 on my official list, but you know I'll put it at number 1 right now.
All right. So you already know this is number 1 spot. So I had to secure this for my dog. One of the best rappers I've ever heard in my life. Nas, Street Dreams.
I was gonna put that too.
Amazing song. I love that song, bro.
Actually,
that song is tough. That beat is tough.
Actually mad that
Street
I forgot
Dreams,
about
man.
It.
That's my number 1.
I definitely mad I forgot about that because that's a banger. Is there any honorable mentions for you?
Not gonna lie, you started saying a lot of my honorable mentions, but I would even say Player on Player by Nas is another one. That's with Snoop Dogg. That's another one where they sampled. Didn't Blurred Lines.
Blurred Lines.
That
was on my honorable mentions. If that new DMX song, Take Control, banger.
Let's go by Jules Santana as well.
Okay.
There's another one with
Not
camera
tonight.
on. Not
Is it
tonight
no?
by who?
Fuck. Slipping my name. Slipping
This
my
guy's
name.
forgetting the artist. What's going on, bro?
I never forgot nobody. There's no way you're talking. There's no way.
I'm not talking. I'm not talking about you.
Yeah, sexual healing
I'll
is
talk about
back
you.
to sleep. Not tonight. I'm trying to figure it out. We got this man saying,
Bro.
nigga.
No. Bleep.
Yeah, we just
Hit the
finding. Oh, Little Kim.
Lil Kim. Okay.
Not tonight. Yeah.
And there's actually a lot. There's a
There's a
fat
lot
ass
of
list.
Marvin Gaye samples.
I would advise to look that up.
Yeah, go and look them up, bro. Like, I didn't realize how much Marvin Gaye actually got sampled when I was, researching this list. But there's actually a lot of niggas who get sampled.
This is random. This is. Oh shit.
So yeah,
Hold on.
after we're
This
doing
is too
that,
random. This is too.
oh, do I have? Okay, we'll do this next.
Way
So,
too random.
tell me,
When I did the big post
what have you
oh,
been
my daughter,
watching?
My son, and my brother, and my sister.
what have you been
I
watching?
have been watching.
Three Love songs.
I don't watch TV too much, but I've been focusing on a specific show. I've been watching that Top
Still
Boy.
watching Top Dog.
Been watching Top Boy. I know a lot of people are at the end and they're trying to spoil it for me, so I'm slowly trying to get finished with watching Top Boy.
That's SK right there.
So that's where I'm at. It's getting interesting. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot going on. I'm not gonna really go into too much depth with what's going on because it's too much like spoiling. But it's getting interesting. If you watch it, or if you were like skeptical and being like, "Yo, should I watch it?" Watch it.
What's
good.
happening? Like, oh, you can't say.
I can't
Well,
really say because
Spoiler
like,
alert! If you're watching Top Dog Boy, don't like leave the thing for a minute because we're gonna talk some real.
Okay,
heat
so
here.
yeah, cover your ears or
Whatever.
just run around your house or go outside or
Go
something
and
like
scream
that.
or some shit.
Because I'll say this, like the last time I talked about it, I was talking about how the Top Boy is involved with the gentrification of his neighborhood.
Yeah.
So with that being said, it's like they're doing a thing where they're locking off the water. Like, you know how it goes. Like they're locking off the water, they're locking off resources so
Oh
that
yeah, they don't.
in order to get them to move out.
Yeah, facts.
But it's crazy because the mom expressed that to him and he was still like, "Oh, I don't care. Like this neighborhood is shit. I'm gonna get you a house or something like that." She's like, "I don't want to. I want to stay here." Right?
Yeah.
Because she's fighting for her community.
Yeah, facts.
But now it's at a point where she's sick. So it's like, and it's probably as a result. I don't know if they really highlighted why she's sick, but I'm guessing it's as a result of the poor living conditions she's in right now because
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
gentrification. So she's badly sick. So that's happening on that side, and then on another side, it's like they arrested. There's a guy they have who's like their gun plug and their vehicle plug, like the whole everything kind of techie. He supplies.
So this is the tech nigga.
Yeah, he supplies the guns, he supplies the cars, but like they basically caught him because all the street people are being caught with the same car from the same place.
Okay.
So they're like, okay,
Damn.
we got it to you, and they're talking about giving him time, but it's crazy because like now that guy's thinking about ratting.
Oh,
So they're
shit.
introducing ratting into it, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's like
So that
they're
nigga
dealing
might
with
rat.
that. Yeah, they're dealing with that.
But they might
They're-
have to cap him before he rats.
Yeah, but the thing is, the funny thing is like, before he got arrested, he dropped his kid off, his baby,
Yeah.
to the house of the person that he is
Ratting
about to
on.
rat on, and was
Also
like,
that-
"Oh, watch him." So he told the
Also-
police like, "Yo, make sure he knows where my son is. Make sure you go get my son, and then I'll give you the information."
Oh, so now it's kind of like if they figure it out, they might just pop the kid type shit.
Yeah, that might be what happens. So,
That's wild that they'll pop a kid.
and then certain people that are a part of the gang with the Top Boy are thinking about like snaking him.
Oh shit.
Because what he did is like he brought his op gang, the guy that was the leader of it, he got him out of jail just to make him work for him,
Wow.
and that's kind of how it starts. So that's not really a spoiler. That's how it starts. But now he's trying to make his way and try to go around it and figure out his own thing because obviously he's an op.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
There's a lot going on. It's interesting right now. There's a lot to see.
Fucking lot.
Yeah, there's a lot to see. So if you're thinking about watching it, get into it.
Definitely get into it. Are you reading anything?
We just got that
New book.
new book.
How you
What's it
liking
called?
it?
I
Think,
can't remember the name of it. Think and Grow Rich. I think that's what it's called.
think and grow rich. I think.
I'm only really at the beginning. I'm kind of just reading what the
What the
author is
yeah,
saying about it and stuff like that. But it's exciting me to see what it's about. I liked how they mentioned like there's gonna be some kind of spiritual aspect to it. That kind of more intrigued me about it because I was like, I don't want it to be one of those things where it's like just like chase the money type stuff, like a very like rich capitalistic type mindset. I wanted to actually show like give a real blueprint of like having a spiritual mentality towards getting money, towards providing for yourself. So
Facts. Shout out Uncle Kofi.
yeah, shout out to Uncle Kofi for dropping that off. I've been meaning to get that book too. I was amped to see it. Just sitting there on my bed. I was like, oh shit,
Nah, I
that's tough.
appreciate it. I thought it wasn't for me at first. I thought Dwelle left the book in my room. I'm like, what the
Oh
fuck
wait,
is
Dilly's
Dwelle
reading
reading?
that.
that shit?
No, that would be sick. I might have to get him to read that still. As a youngin, that's sick.
Yeah, I'm excited to get to it. I bought the Audible book so I can listen to it a little bit, you know. So yeah, um, I'm excited to see what it's about during the next couple weeks. Also been reading the Will Smith book a little bit more, and I like it. You know, I'm still enjoying the book. I think I'm at a part where his father has like basically a ice company. Like he has the best ice company in Philly. Like I guess a refrigerator company.
Oh, refrigerating. Okay.
Yeah, so he's all about refrigerators and stuff. And thank you, mom, for that. Um, he's all about refrigerators and stuff. And basically, um, at the end, he took like right now he took like a whole bunch of broken ice machines that he moves out of people's shit. So basically, he replaced ice machines and then he brings them back to the junkyard where he works at and he fixed them up. So now he's making ice as well and
Mm.
bagging it and selling ice as well, which is crazy to me because it's like, damn, this nigga was just like doing refrigerators at first. At first, he was working for a refrigerator company. Then he learned all about it. Then he started his own refrigerator company, and then he took broken ice machines and started making ice and having the kids bag the ice and then shipping out ice now. So it's kind of a, you know,
That's hustle.
it's a real
This
hustle,
guy's really like building.
an empire
It's
here.
like it's literally like what we were talking about a while ago before we started the podcast with like the be the janitor type mindset.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you start off here, you learn, you pay attention, you build the connections. That's basically what he did. He started off working, and then he built and expanded. That's interesting.
Yeah, so I thought it was real interesting. And then he employing people in the neighborhood, like kids, like you know, child labor shit.
They didn't care back in the day.
Back in the
He
day,
didn't get anybody. Hey kid, want some
yeah,
money?
Yeah, that's basically what he was doing. He was having Will Smith go around and like
Get his
hire-
kids, get his
yeah,
friends, get his friends.
working at an ice company, bagging ice in the summer. Which, I mean, kudos to them, but like I wouldn't want to be doing that shit. But you know, it gets you money.
Like get some money. I wish I could get some money.
And the
when I was a
parents
kid.
were fucking with it too because I
they're
guess his
getting money.
dad was like a very military person. Like he
Mm.
had that type of personality. So they're getting like discipline as well.
Yeah.
So discipline, you know, money, a little pocket change, and they're working hard. So you know, parents love that shit. So
Yeah, that sounds interesting to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I could work as a kid. I'm not gonna lie. If I was a kid, I'd be like, yeah. If I could work before I was 16, fam, yo, that'd be tough.
that would be tough.
That'd be tough.
But
I'll be
labor
balling
laws,
on a labor laws, fam. But I'll be balling on a different level, bro.
labor laws fuck that up. I also been watching, continuing to watch, you know, the Lakers shit. And right now, like, okay, I watched 2 episodes. So the first episode I watched was more of like they're in spring camp. They're in summer camp before the season start type shit. And basically they're training together. And the new coach, he plays the game like a lot of people play the game today. Back in the day, the game wasn't as fast paced. Like it's like you throw the big man the ball, he does the work with the big man and shit like that, and then like he gets the bucket type shit. Like it's very slow paced type shit.
Mhm.
But the coach was trying to get them to like if you're running after the ball and you're running in transition and you're running and doing all this shit, you can beat niggas and type shit and get the offense to flow a little bit more. So he was training them to get in the mindset of doing that, and it was very interesting that they were doing that as well. So like that was nice to see. I like seeing that. I thought it was also like it was an alright episode. Wasn't my favorite, but the episode after that was kind of more based around Kareem. So like Kareem was the main person there. It talked about how he first of all his story, like he was a Muslim, how he got into the Muslim religion, really how serious he was about like being an activist and being, you know, a outlet for the black community and being a weapon of God or a servant of God. That's what his name means, servant of God. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar means servant of God. And just how serious he was about being like a name for the black community in a way, or because back then they had to go through certain shit. Like when he first changed his name, he got booed for having his changing his name, and he didn't want to be just somebody the white man was being entertained by, like a basketball player. And I really like that. They also picked up Spencer Haywood or Harwood. I think his name is Haywood. Yeah, Haywood. And I didn't really know much about him, but basically he's the first college baller ever. So
The
like,
first college baller ever.
I mean, first high school. So like, you know how LeBron left
The
straight
first,
from high
yeah,
school,
the first to get drafted
straight from high
from
school.
high school.
So like, he made that all possible. Uh, I thought that was very interesting because he actually had to sue the league to make that possible, and the league kind of like started bouncing him around to different teams,
Mhm.
type shit. Like they didn't want him to be as great as he is, Spencer Haywood, and they didn't want him to basically win like he was.
Yeah, because
Like,
I guess they wanted to promote the college,
yeah,
promote
yeah.
that you should go to college
Go
instead
to
of going
college
through high
and do
school.
that, yeah, instead of going straight to high school. So he kind of made that possible, and he took a lot of heat for doing that. So they brought him into the picture. He's a very he was fighting demons. He was saying, and he's at first in the first episode or in this episode, he's the only person who really is close to Kareem.
Mhm.
Like Kareem is kind of like a jackass.
He's a jackass.
He's
How's he
not
a
a
jackass?
jackass in a way, but he doesn't give a fuck about the team. Like he's there, and basically in the episode, like the first game, he's like, "Oh yeah." The first game is like, "Yeah, give me the basketball. I'm just gonna skyhook that shit. I'm giving you 30 and 10. That's my job," type shit. Like, make sure the
I'm standing there.
He's not there.
No one's there.
oh shit.
All right, but I'll let him know.
Just tell him to come to the door and just stay at the door. I'm there.
I'll let him know.
All right.
Bet.
All right, no problem, brother.
So basically, yeah. He basically doesn't want to play this new offense. Kareem kind of old at this point, so he's old as hell now. He's like in his 30s. So like he doesn't want to do this whole new offense, and plus on top of that, he needs money.
Mm.
So like he basically got to sign a new extension because he's not gonna have enough money type shit. So they're basically he's telling them, pass me the fucking ball. I'm sky hooking that shit in, and that's my job. I'm not doing this whole new running around type shit. Just pass me the motherfucking ball. I sky hook it. We win the game.
I mean, is he wrong?
I mean,
You
no,
pass
but
him the
Magic
rock.
is trying to get him inclusive in the new team. Like, oh yeah, we do this, and we can win more. Like, I can give you the ball. I can lob it up to you,
Mm.
and you can slam it. Like, I can give you the ball in ways you never had it before.
Mm.
But it takes some time to realize that because he doesn't really like how Magic moves, like in a way, because Magic's a young cat. he never had to go through the oppression that he did. So he doesn't really understand um to uplift the black community like that, which I understand to a
I
point.
get it, but I just don't know what that has to do with them changing the play style.
He
But I get in the sense that he's kind of
kind of
like
stubborn.
salty towards him.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
kind of like
yeah.
you don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, that's kind
You
of what
don't
it
know what
is.
we had to do.
Yeah,
Which
exactly.
is
That's what it
which
is.
is I mean, it had nothing to do with the play style, but it is true. I feel like that's not acknowledged enough.
Oh, and if you don't want to hear spoilers, make sure to cover your ears because I'm about to say some spoilers. Well, if you watch basketball, you kind of know this. You know the history of basketball. So basically, at the end of the episode, the new coach that they just brought in, um, which I really like the depiction of it at the beginning of the show. It's a butterfly that's entrapped in web, and then at the end of the show, in his house, and at the end of the show, they show the butterfly, and the butterfly is free. Like there's a butterfly flying. He's happy now. The offense is working. His new play style is working. They're winning a lot. So he goes on a bike ride. The new coach. He's riding his bike down the street. Almost gets hit by the car. Keeps on riding. Then he hits on the brakes. And as they zoom into the wheel, and the screw is loose. So then the bike like tire fucks up,
I feel like I'm having to create like an image and a
and
picture
he
in my
falls
mind
off.
right now.
Like he falls front face and skirts on the pavement and dies. So
I got very lost, but hopefully I heard like the wheel, the screw,
yeah,
the butterfly,
screw,
the
so the
Did
screw
you guys-
basically like the screw basically like kind of like, you know how you have your brakes.
yeah.
The brake on the screw kind of like like a little bit
It
like,
loosened up.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And so when he presses on the brake, it kind of just like jams on it, like type shit. And he falls forward and scrapes his whole face on the pavement, all bloody now, and he kind of dies.
He kind of dies.
No, he's dead.
Yeah.
No, kinda. That nigga
He kind of, he kind of dies.
that nigga is dead. So basically, I'm assuming the next coach is Pat Riley. That's when Pat Riley comes in there and starts coaching. But I think my favorite moment from this episode is when Jerry Buss is talking about how he bought his first condo, like his first big building. And you said like, yeah, we bought that building. He's talking to his accountant here, his friend accountant. It's like, yeah, we bought that building together. I went up to the top floor. I looked at the view, and I started crying in joy. And after that, we sold the building, and I didn't feel that anymore. I didn't feel fulfilled by that anymore. And I wanted to go out and get more than what I have. And he was just like, his accountant was like, sometimes you just have to sit here and enjoy the view. You know, take a minute and enjoy what you have. Enjoy the view. And I think sometimes I have to say that to myself because I put a lot of pressure on myself. Like, I'm trying to be the best at what I do and trying to do it to a high level. So sometimes it's hard for me to sit down and enjoy the view of what's happening. So
Plug this in.
To what?
To my brick right there.
that's what I got. I like that lesson to just always like
There's no brick.
when you succeed, make sure you take that moment and enjoy your success. You know,
On my iPhone charger.
cause like don't always think about what's next and what's more, what could be more. And it's sometimes hard for me to do that as well.
Yeah.
But just kind of enjoy the success while you have it and enjoy the view while you have it, which I like that.
I would say it's important. It's definitely important. That definitely resonates with you. Like you should, But I feel like that is important. Like you work so hard, you see the progress you've made, and you just look at it for a second and be like, yeah, okay, I made this progress. Now let me work hard, but don't put too much pressure on myself because, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm about. So I think that's good.
Yeah. So that was the Lakers show, and I like that show. So I'm excited to see the next episode in Pat Riley and see what he's gonna do. So next we got some fire takes here. Some fire
Where's
takes,
the
man.
the heat in the background? Is that it? Nope, whole bunch of gunner shit.
Oh, I forgot. Didn't do that yet. Didn't do that yet, man.
Yeah, cause it was supposed to, you know.
So, hot takes here.
Yo, this is funny.
So, the first one I got is Graduation is the most consistent and well-aged Kanye album.
Is the most consistent and well aged.
Yes.
What does consistent mean? What do you mean by it's the most consistent? Do you know?
Nah.
I don't. I
Or
don't
most
even
concise, maybe,
concise.
and well-aged.
Well aged, I would say. I would say it's the most well aged. I would say it's the most well aged because everything on it is still. Yeah, it's graduation. Graduation is. Actually, no, the most well aged. I don't know. College Dropout
Nah.
is very well aged.
I don't think it's more well-aged than Graduation.
Actually, you're right because College Dropout has the skits on it.
Yeah.
That's why it makes it so great. Like, you know, throughout the album, he's actually telling a story. So I would say age-wise, College Dropout, but to me, his best album, music-wise, is Graduation.
Yeah, to me, his best album is already College Dropout, but even with the songs, it's very well aged. I feel like with Graduation, we do listen to those songs from time to time, but
Nah.
a lot of the times, like you'll put on a College Dropout song before you put on a Graduation song
Hell no.
nowadays.
Hell no.
That's not
I'll
cap.
put
Okay,
on,
let me
I'll
let me
put
actually
on
go.
Champion before I put
Champion,
on.
Good Morning,
Okay, you're
Starter,
sitting-
I wonder.
Yeah,
Red
I
Lights,
wonder.
But nobody,
Tell
fam,
Me
how
Nothing,
how
Flashing
often?
Lights.
Okay,
I listen to
in-
Champion
okay.
like every day,
Okay,
bro.
you, but in most situations where you are, like in most like just
Bro.
public spaces where you go, in most like social areas where you go,
You're talking
How
about
many-
parties.
I'm saying how often is somebody gonna put on? That's
No,
what I'm
Good
saying.
life.
How often
are
is
you gonna
somebody-
hear "We Don't Care" at a party or
You're not.
graduation day? You're gonna hear "All Falls Down," cause that's and Jesus
Okay, but-
Walks, cause those made his career, and you're barely.
That's what
gonna
I'm
hear
saying.
those.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. You're gonna hear
But
stuff
you're gonna
like that. You're
hear.
not-
I feel like you'll hear Good Life before you hear both of those at a party.
But I'm saying the first five.
slow jams.
I'm saying the first five of Graduation is too strong. Good Morning, Champion,
But
Stronger.
how
I
often do you
Wonder,
hear a
and
Good Morning? How often? Where do you
How
go?
often do you hear both of these albums?
I'm saying
you
where
don't
do
hear them.
I'm saying where do you go when you hear Good Morning? Like a lot of
I hear
times,
that
if
Good
I'm
These
even
are
in,
all number one songs.
a lot of times, yeah, they're good songs. They're all big songs.
They're big songs that
They're
made
all
his
big songs.
career.
I definitely won't say they didn't make his career.
You
These
don't
are
listen to "We Don't Care."
these are big songs.
Homecoming, like, come
What
on.
do you mean?
Bro.
We don't care. Yeah, you hear
You don't
that?
listen to that.
You hear
You
that?
don't hear that.
All falls down. Jesus walks. Get 'em high.
You get them high.
Slow
Slow jam. You don't
jam.
hear
Nah,
unless you listen to the documentary or you're actually an avid
Yeah,
Kanye
yeah,
fan.
yeah.
Slow jams. You're gonna hear slow jams.
Yeah,
Through the Wire. You're gonna hear Through the Wire. I mean, look how many songs that already is.
I haven't
Bro.
finished Graduation, by the way. That was just the first five, and all those songs. you don't hear at a
Stronger.
party.
Good life.
But
Can't
the
tell
with
me
Graduation,
nothing.
a lot of these songs
The
are songs
only-
that we listened to within that era, and then we kind of just stopped after a while. Like we don't. I haven't heard somebody really put on Good Life in a minute still.
Nah. You
Like I'm not
tripping.
like if you put on Good Life.
That's because
okay.
nobody plays old Kanye anymore, so you can't even.
But-
Your argument isn't
No,
valid.
but if you go to like a party where we're like we're gonna play some black classics, we're gonna play some like black hits. You're gonna hear Jesus Walks comes on or something from College Dropout come on before somebody puts on Welcome to
well,
the Good
Jesus
Life.
Walks isn't fair because that's arguably his biggest song, but that doesn't make the album.
But a lot, just that sound, that Kanye sound in general, the sound that we're talking about with Graduation, the thing about the problem that it has is that sound is very specific to us. It's very specific to our generation. Like you can't play that. You can play that College Dropout Kanye in a lot of different places to this day, around like older family members as well. Like Graduation is not as much bumped across like generations, I would say.
I mean, I can agree with that, but I think that the songs on Graduation, like, I mean, a good portion of them I'll play before I play some College Dropout songs.
Mm.
Unless it's like
Yeah, you but
Jesus Walk or All Falls Down.
Mm.
The rest of them, I'll play Champions. I'll play,
Through the Wire.
I mean, Through the Wire is another cheating one, but
But it's not cheating.
Stronger.
It's on the album. It's not
I'll
cheating.
play Good Life. I'll play Can't Tell Me Nothing. I listen to Can't Tell Me Nothing like every day.
But if somebody gives you the aux chord somewhere, and you put
You're
on.
not playing old Kanye at all. That's
No,
not a
no, no,
good
no. I'm not talking
analogy,
about
though.
with your friends. I'm talking about
If
somewhere
you
like
put
a
on a
bar.
party aux chord, you're not playing old Kanye.
No, no. I'm
Music
saying like
I'm
somewhere
saying
where
there's
it's.
so much. We've gotten so much music from then that neither of those albums have spin credit
Yeah.
at parties.
They have spin credit
They
at
don't have
not
spin
at
credit.
parties. I'm not even saying parties. You're not even hearing me say the
Social
word
events,
party.
they don't have spin credit.
Even
They
with the
have spin
dogs.
credit.
Because
They
when
definitely have spin credit.
the average
We
person,
spin.
the average person on the aux is not gonna go to 2003
Mm.
to play some music.
But
We've
we're
gotten so
we're a
much
prime
great music
example
in the
of
last 5 years where you don't have to go back to that.
we're a prime example of what I'm saying. Cause I peep when we are playing. Like if we're in nice car, we're bumping Kanye for a second. 9 times out of 10, we're bumping college dropout shit.
I'll bump graduation.
But when we're in the
But
car,
that's
you
you.
bumping
You
me.
on
No,
Oxford.
I'm not on. I'm never on Ox when we're playing all this Kanye stuff. It's not me on Ox. It's probably Nye or somebody or Sekou or you playing those songs.
I agree with the graduation.
Mm.
But
But I
Okay.
wouldn't say all in all. I wouldn't say it's a hot take, but I don't agree with the take per se.
what is more important as a rapper? Lyricism or message / content?
I'm pretty sure that's pretty much the same thing. Lyricism,
No, because you can have good lyrics, but there's no message to the lyrics. It's
but
just you're
that's
saying
not good
bars.
lyricism. That's not good lyricism.
No, it is because Wayne says bars all the time. He has lyrics, but there might not be a message to the song.
But that's not the thing. The reason why the person that said that messed up is because that's not lyricism. That's technique. It's about Lil Wayne's technique. It's not necessarily about
But
lyricism encapsulates what you just said. Lyricism isn't just bars. Lyricism
okay, but saying what I just
lyricism
said.
is a grand
Nigga,
umbrella.
Don't take it to a rap. Like I'm
So
saying
what is
lyrics.
okay?
If,
So what?
okay,
So
if
okay.
I'm just spitting bars,
Mm.
like I'm like Cash Kid, I'm just saying bars on bars on bars. Is that more important than me
Okay,
having
so-
to
okay.
say some shit?
So what's the take is what's more important, bars or the message? I would say, huh. No, I'm not gonna lie. I would put them on equal. I'll put them equal. I don't think one is more important than the other because they both matter.
I think the lyrics, the message matters more than me personally. Most of the time.
like as okay.
Well, I like listening to barsy stuff, but
Yeah.
like, if I had an artist and I am trying to work with an artist or sign an artist, most of the time, or if I'm listening to an artist, if I'm picking a new artist to listen to, a lot of the times I go with the message that they're talking about, or what are they talking about? What is he actually talking about?
And that's what I would say. Like the reason why I put them so equal is because it just depends on what you're saying it's important for. Like what's more important for your mental? Probably the message. What's more important for hip hop?
They're asking
Both
you
of them.
what's more important for you, though.
Is that what they said or
would
what they
you
say? What is more
rather?
important?
What would you rather?
That's what they asked me.
Yes.
Now, okay, so now you're telling me that's what they asked me. That's not what I heard. But I would say for me in my life, I would say if I'm not talking about music, in my life, I would say the message is more important because I know how much music affects you mentally. Like when I make music, I pay close attention to the message that I put out because it actually spiritually affects people. So I'll say message, but I have bars too. Don't sleep.
I mean, at the end of the,
I gotta have my
think
bars
maybe
up
I
too.
might have to disagree with myself because a lot of the time, if I pick a song and a nigga just saying bars, bro, I'll listen to that shit. Like, what's that song you put me onto, the Gordon Ramsay freestyle? Are you willing to die for these Christians?
And a lot of times, if you hear a song and somebody just has a message, but they don't even have like bars, you're not gonna consider them like you're basically like a poet.
Like, okay.
You're a poet, but you don't have no bars to make you an actual tough rapper. So that's why it's so even to me.
So, is Lil Baby overrated?
Yeah,
Nah,
hell yeah,
That nigga's
nah,
overrated.
nah, nah. I don't think so.
as hell,
Overrated, man.
as hell,
I don't think so,
as hell.
bro. Nah, I don't think so. Why would you say that?
Because he's not as good as people feel like he is. Like people act like he's like the greatest thing they've ever heard. Like
I'm not saying that.
but that's what people act.
I don't
like.
think people act like that. I think people act like he's the best rapper out right now.
But he's not even the best.
Not.
If for him to be the best rapper out right now, would you literally have to be saying hip hop is actually in a grave 9 feet deep,
I'm not talking about
or
I'm
rap
not
or anything?
including J. Cole and Kendrick and all
Include
these
Gunna.
niggas.
You have to
Better.
include them.
I don't think Gunna's better personally, but
Come
that's
on.
your.
I mean,
your
we'll
take.
see when Baby drops his album, but as of right now, Gunna has the edge on him with DS4. Come on.
Yeah, he's in the.
And if you
MVP
look
race.
album wise, Gunna has better albums than him.
I don't think.
So it's just really, and on top of that, it's really just to ask yourself
Holy, what was that?
when, because Lil Baby's been overrated for a long time, like
Yeah,
basically
really,
since
even-
he's come out,
Even when Freestyle dropped,
And, like-
I was not even partying with that track
Yeah.
like that.
and like now he's reached a point where he's gotten better, but it's like
catch that.
Siri, what are you trying to catch, nigga? Ask you anything.
serious, stupid. I was gonna say something else, but serious stupid.
Can't say those words.
I was,
brother.
I was gonna say like, what is so special about Lil Baby? That's what you really have
I
to
think
consider.
for me personally, I think melodically or like hook wise, there's not a lot of people in the game right now who can touch him. Who's not a Drake, who's not a top tier rapper, who's been in the game. I'm talking about new niggas, people who are out, new rappers out right now. I think.
I can name like two guys already.
Who?
Roddy Ricch is actually way more melodically
Oh
inclined than
my
him.
God.
Way more.
You
Everyone's
talk-
melodically. Gunna's
His
more
fam,
melodically
his
inclined
his
than
melodies
him.
are not
I'm
that
talking
special.
about
It's
hooks. I'm talking about hooks.
I'm saying if you
I
wanna-
like his hooks.
If you want to take
And I
out the
like the.
Kendrick and the J. Cole, there's still niggas like.
I'm talking
Future,
about, and even on his
niggas like
last.
Thug.
Thug.
Like,
Those
I'm
two
not
Gunna.
even talking about them.
They're
I'm
still
talking
active
about
rappers.
within the last. Well, Thug and them are not really that active. They drop. Well, they
But
drop,
I
but
see
they
what
at
you
the
mean
end
that you're
of their
talking about a certain
lifeline
generation,
here.
but his melodies, I would say his melodies aren't special like that. Like it's not like he's melodically inclined or anything like that. He just has
I
some
like
cool hooks.
I like his hooks. I like on his last project, his most recent one. I like the way he was talking about stuff. I don't see a lot of rappers when they get money and they're up talking about, oh, I'm saving my money. I'm doing this with my money. Like a lot of rappers aren't gonna do that. A lot of rappers are just gonna flounce their money a lot of the times.
Mm.
But he talks about the grind still. He talks about the work. He talks about, oh yeah, I'm trying to save my money. I'm trying to reinvest my money. I'm trying to do this with my money. Instead of talking about, oh, I'm buying the biggest chain in the world. I'm doing all this in the world. Like, so that's what I like from his last project.
I definitely agree. Like I'm not even saying I don't like Lil Baby. I like Lil Baby stuff, but I would say the way he's rated by the majority of people is overrated. At the end of the day, like you gotta include the people that came before him because they set a standard, and then people just act like that standard doesn't exist when it comes to Lil Baby. That's the problem with why he's overrated.
I don't agree, but hey, Thriller or Off the Wall, which is better?
What do you think?
Off the Wall. To me, because yeah, Thriller it's a good album, I feel like Off the Wall was better because of its being more pure in a way. Like in a way, Off the Wall had a lot of like soulful songs, a little bit more soul to it, a little bit less pop factor to it. Like a lot of people, like a lot of Thriller is very poppy. It's a very album that when he did Off the Wall, he wanted to win a Grammy for that. He wanted to win the accolades for that. But that didn't happen. So he did Thriller, and that was propelled to, winning the accolades and stuff like that. But I would say Off the Wall to me, I like the soulfulness of it. I like the production of it a lot more. I just like the feel of it a lot more. Like it just gives me a little bit more dancing feel to it, a little bit more, groove in it than Thriller. Like Thriller's a great album, but I think Off the Wall was just a little bit better, like a touch better to me.
I would have to agree, to be honest. I just prefer that sound coming from Michael Jackson. I think like after Thriller, he came out with like a lot of different sounds that are also excellent, and Thriller was excellent. But I feel like when it comes to like, especially black music, Off the Wall was that type of music. Off the Wall was that type of music where we'll actually bump that. It'll get you dancing for real. Like I prefer that. I prefer that. I feel like that was a really good era of Michael Jackson. So I have to say like it's better. Is it crazy better? No, but it's a preference thing. I would say.
Okay. I agree. Who is the most important rapper of all time?
Hmm. The most important rapper of all time. Oh geez, don't get mad at me. Yo, probably who was the first person to ever? I should know my history. Who was the first person to start this shit with just rapping, with recording? It would probably be them.
I think if we're talking
Why don't I
about
know the name?
today,
That's tough.
our era,
Mm.
at least one of them is Rakim.
You said our era?
Yeah, if we talking about a lot of importance in what we see today.
Oh yeah, Rakim for sure.
I
Rakim is
think
definitely
Rakim is very important.
yeah. You're definitely the most
Cool Hurt.
the most
I mean,
important. It's just that I would say the reason why I was going there is because I would say the guy who first recorded rap and really first put
Cool
out that
Herc,
thing,
I
he's
guess.
important because you wouldn't have nothing without him.
I mean, I guess, but I'm talking about in this generation.
Anything would not exist without him.
I
Rakim.
mean, I'm not talking about nothing exists. I'm not.
It's
not
like
saying
it's like
fucking
saying
that.
it's like if you're a Christian, you're saying what's the most important person to start. And you'd be like,
Jesus.
oh, Adam and Eve. Like you gotta start somewhere. So
I mean, I would say Rakim.
yeah, Rakim is the most important to the progression of hip hop. I'll say. I'll definitely agree. He's the most important to the progression of hip hop and what hip hop is today.
I can't really think of anybody else who's like in terms of like generationally more important than him.
Yeah, nobody is, but there's other people that are very important.
Yeah,
Like a Wayne is very important in his own right. A Gucci Mane is very important in his own right because they started certain things.
I think Rakim started all of it.
Yeah, he's kind of just the beginning of that.
Um, Hip hop has improved every decade.
Nope, hell no. That is the hottest take we've heard today.
I think
That's the
yeah.
winner.
I think in certain terms,
It's improved every decade.
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna let you explain that right there.
Cause I think in terms of like the expansion of what rap is today, like back in the '90s, yeah, rap was like it was very lyrical. You had to do certain things to be in the rap game. But I think nowadays we expanded what hip hop is, you know, to a certain point. Like trap music, even though our parents don't like it, that's something that
Mm.
expanded the creativity of rap, what rap could be, and pushed it to another bounds. I think every decade, even though I don't like Yeats, maybe something will come of Yeats. Like in terms
Yeet.
of like
Drop the S.
Drop the S. It's yeet.
Yeats, Yeet,
Yeah, yeet.
Yeet, like,
Like
you know,
yeet, yeah,
like,
yeet.
Yeet, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
you know the challenge? Yeet.
so, is that where I'm not gonna?
I don't know where he got it from.
Okay, but like, yeah, maybe somebody will get inspired by that and sound better than him, in terms of certain things and push the edge of what rap can be even more. Even like a Kanye had pushed the boundaries of rap to new limits and new heights. So I think, you know, hip hop definitely, in
Has
terms of like,
improved.
yeah, I think it has been certain
I would
improvements.
I would say at the end of the day pushing the boundary is cool and it's definitely happened, but it's the thing about it for me why I couldn't say it improved per se is because as an artist I look at it like this. There's a standard to rap. Actually a spectrum of like what good rap is and what bad rap is. For somebody to be influenced by Yeet and become better than Yeet, that's not that special. because that's somebody you're talking about somebody that's ass already. For somebody to be influenced by some of the other niggas,
Okay, but
like and be
niggas
better
say
than them,
Thug was ass. But
and
look,
Thug
okay,
and in the aspect of comparing to rappers that came before him, yes, he is very
okay,
ass.
but look
But
at what he what he influenced and what he created. Like
I'm not gonna
Lil
lie, he
Uzi,
influenced more
Gunna,
asses
Lil Baby,
on the spectrum
like
of rap.
Drake.
We love it. We love it.
What about Drake?
What does Drake have to do with? Drake is on that spectrum of actually good rap, but at the same time, his era it didn't improve within his era.
I think improving
Mm.
like the melodic thing. Like back in the day, like yeah, maybe there's a little bit of melodies to the rap, but it wasn't like pushed to the edge. Like niggas weren't doing the melodic rap. Like even like T Pain with the auto tune. Like he did auto tune, but now people use auto tune in a different light. Like Young Thug does it.
Mm.
You know, and that
So it
just
changed.
puts the edge. I think
Mm.
it improved a little bit.
So
I'm
I
not
just-
saying that you
Mm.
know, um, it's certainly like it's better than Tupac and all these other stuff, but I think it improved the fact that you know a variety of people are able to get into the rap, get into the culture as well. Um like a Uzi back in the day, maybe he wouldn't be
But
able to do
I
a
would say
career
that's
rap.
I would say that's the problem right there. It's like if I make a comparison to you play basketball, there's good basketball players and there's not good basketball players. If it expands to where a guy who can't even dribble is in the NBA, has basketball improved?
But you're saying like okay, but people like Kareem will say basketball didn't improve. It's shit now because
And why would you
people
say
aren't in the paint. They're not optimizing the two ball. Everybody's trying to be like Steph Curry nowadays and shoot threes and do the three balls. But realistically, to Sekou Dwele,
Mm.
that makes the game better for them. They
What,
like
shooting
seeing
threes?
people shoot threes. They like seeing people push that boundary to see how far away from the basket can I make a shot. Can I make a shot from half court?
Mhm.
They like seeing that, and
But
I think
at the end of the day, the
doesn't-
fundamentals, they have the fundamentals down. At the end of the day, whether they're splashing a three or doing whatever they're doing, a lot of them have the fundamentals down. If you don't have the fundamentals down, then sure, by all means, Kareem can say, yo, you haven't improved the game because you don't have the fundamentals down. You don't have the basics. Like, at the end of the day, there's basics on playing basketball.
Well,
There's like,
he says that. He
What?
says, "Oh,
Mm.
players today don't have back to the basic games. They don't have the foundation of basketball."
he says that, but the people who are scouting people to be in the NBA know that there's some of them might not have what it takes to get in the paint, but they can handle the ball. Like comparing them to the average Joe, they can handle the ball. A lot of people can't even handle the ball. They can't hold the ball. They can't pass the ball. They can't do these specific things, and that's basically how I look at a lot of these trap rappers. They're not like I won't look at these trap rappers like a Stephen Curry. I look at these trap rappers like your friend who cannot play basketball at all. Like you look at him, he's like, she can't play ball. He's not even meant to be playing ball.
I
He's
wouldn't
not
say
born
that.
to play. That's how
because
these guys rap. That's how
that-
Yeet raps.
That opened up the door
Mm.
for like a Travis, who
Mm.
we call Godfather of Trap,
Mm.
made high quality trap to us, and just because it's not lyrical, does that make it less better than what what we is?
I'm not talking about just lyricism. I feel like I'm not gonna lie. I feel like in the '90s specifically, and going before that, there was a quality of music. Things were a lot less rushed. So it's not just the lyricism. It's literally the quality of music and the classics that have been made. There's good music nowadays. I'm not gonna lie, but a lot of people will tell you like things just kind of. There's a reason why things don't stick. They kind of just
But
come
that's
in
because
and go because of the generation we live in. Things are so rushed.
I wouldn't
2-minute
say
songs, just quick things. Like there's not time really put into making like a high quality song, like a Biggie One More Chance. Like these are like songs that are like
that. I mean,
you
I
know,
wouldn't
it's
say
different.
that either. I would say like
mm,
at the end of the day, um, like you might drop a song right now, and you could be the most fire rapper ever, but there's a chance you don't get heard. I think there's a lot of people that are making music now that I know underground, what I seen on Clubhouse, all this other stuff, that make really great music,
Definitely.
but it's just not getting heard by the mainstream.
I agree.
But does that mean that the whole genre in a whole or music and everything is bad? I don't think so, because it's just you gotta look for it now. Like with streaming and all the other stuff, it makes it harder to find good music and harder to find what's not mainstream.
So there we go.
It doesn't mean that the generation or the decades aren't making music that's better. Cause there might be music that's better out there that you never heard of, that I never heard of.
There definitely is. There's definitely one of the greatest rappers out there. But at the end of the day, I'm just talking about what we can see on the forefront. It hasn't improved. That hasn't improved. There might be some rappers that out there that are, they're working. I grew up, I listened to certain rappers. I definitely feel like I can hold my own, and I definitely feel like I've improved a lot of aspects, and I'm working on something that's going to improve a lot of aspects. But a lot of people that are in the forefront, hell nah. Those guys, I'm an artist, so I look at those guys, I'm like, man, they're not improving anything. They're not really doing anything to improve hip hop, because they haven't looked at what the people that came before them did and gotten better from.
But you have to wait. Like Drake, I think, even though people bash him a lot, I think that he has improved rap today.
He improved some things. He's a one person, but
Wayne
he's improved some things, definitely.
Improved some things. J. Cole improved some things. Kendrick improved some things. So, I mean, I think it's like you just have to look at and see the generation can get inspired. I feel like as new decades come along, there's gonna be new waves, new bounds to the creativity, new directions people take hip hop, rap music, and I think at the end of the day, that can make the next generation maybe even better than this one.
The quality of their music will be better. So if they come out and they sound like Yeet, is it better?
Yeah, but if somebody, oh yeah, Yeet, you have to start somewhere. So maybe Yeet, you got Yeet. Maybe that goes somewhere. Maybe somebody takes that and makes some high quality Yeet music. That sounds better to me and more appealing to my ears.
That's very possible, but historically,
be specific. What things did they improve? Well, I think that Travis Scott is one of the big people I see improving what trap music was at the beginning.
But when you're talking about improving trap, we're talking about improving hip hop as a whole.
I mean, that's
trap didn't even improve hip hop. Trap already didn't improve hip hop.
I disagree. I disagree because it brought along people like, I feel like Gunna, Ronnie Rich came from that. And I feel like they have improved hip hop in a certain way where people can go on a song and do more melodic songs and give opportunities to rappers to expand what they do, like in terms of like, oh, I don't have to just spit bars, I don't have to do all this, but maybe I can just make it more melodic, make it have a better hook, make sure it sounds high quality in a way. I think Travis Scott is better than other trap artists because of the certain way he produced tracks, in terms of like the way he goes about producing trap music, making it sound, like we said, higher quality, like bringing it to the next level. Because trap music, when Migos was doing it at first, they just whipping in the trap. And then Travis came along and put some like, oh, I'm gonna take this to the next level. I'm gonna do some more melodic stuff on here. I'm gonna use auto tune to kind of mellow it out, make some make the beat sound a little bit more high quality. And now I think he improved that genre.
But I think that goes really back to the point that we were saying, because the hot take once again said hip hop has improved each decade. So that means each decade there has been an improvement. So for you to say that Migos came out at some point and said whip it, whatever they're saying, that obviously was not an improvement at all. Trap music was was fresh at that point, and it was ass. Now it is being improved, but I think what it is there's an opportunity now for improvement, but it hasn't improved every decade. There might be another decade at some point in time where it's like, imagine making trap with bars, with this, with that, that improves it. But right now, trap being at the forefront, it's not better than hip hop. It might be getting there, but it's not better than hip hop, especially where it's coming from, like a Gucci
I
Mane
mean,
and
but you
Amigos,
still have hip hop. You still have people like Freddie Gibbs,
Mm.
who is,
who are better than who from the '90s.
I mean, some songs I would say are up there.
With the '90s. The thing about the '90s, especially, there's a whole jumble of just high quality rap music coming out of the '90s. So it's hard to really even throw that in there. Like
Okay,
you
so
can throw nothing from Freddie
you're
Gibbs in
saying
there.
okay, 90s. Then we had people like 50 Cents.
And you
We
couldn't
had
really
people
throw much
like
of that in there with a lot of the things that came out in the '90s.
Nelly.
That's not no, not Nelly's a bad example.
Nelly brought something though.
He brought something, yes, he brought something,
He
but
brought
he
improvements.
he took out other important things. I think that's what it really is. It's like
For you, you're taking out. Oh, you
Mm.
take out this important thing. Now it's just like, oh, it's trash. But I'm saying, Nelly, he brought something to the table. He said, okay, I'm gonna hop on R&B tracks and
Mm.
do like a rap R&B thing. That opened up the genre. You
Mm.
see people do that now. You see people like Thug jump on pop tapes now and jump on other genres as well. And Nelly kind of like was the forefront of that. 50 Cents, he came in, he had very club music, barsy music, stuff for the streets, stuff for people who wanted to dance and party in the club as well. He brought another improvement.
But he didn't bring that. The '90s had all of that. The '80s had all of that. The club stuff, they've had that. But at the end of the day, he had that. He had that aspect, right? If
You
look
have
if you look at
Eminem,
aspects
too.
of what I'm trying to say, yes, there's bars. You think about what we said was important in that last hot take, where like bars, message, blah blah blah. You got bars, you got message, you got flows, and you got your content, right? At the end of the day, and you got your melodies now, because that's a new thing. So basically, a lot of people said scrap the bars, scrap the message. Let's have no message. Scrap flows. Let's not really have a flow for real.
I wouldn't say
Okay,
that.
not scrap flows. Let's change flows to
But there's
melodies,
certain
which is
people-
fine. Which is fine. We're gonna sing now.
There's
right?
certain people that's
And
gonna
then-
do certain things. There's
Mm.
certain people that are gonna mix with the recipe you just said. Oh, maybe I won't do as much lyricism here, but I add a little bit more melodic stuff to the recipe to see what I come up
Everybody
with.
did that. Everybody said basically there's ingredients, there's bars. Once again, as I said, there's
Not
bars,
everybody.
message. I'm saying the forefront of the music. There was bars, message. There was melody or flow, and then there was like the content of whatever, getting the club or whatever, anything, whatever you want, however you want to describe that. Everybody said, okay, let's take out the bars once again.
Not
We're not
everybody.
not everybody, but
Not
as
even a lot of
I'm
people.
saying from the
I'm not
'90s,
even
since the
saying-
'90s, as the decades progressed, we went into a different era. We went into a different era where they said we don't really care about the message. Really, we're just
But
gonna
there's
push.
people
We're gonna
that
push
do
a
care
nonsensical
about the
message. I'm talking about the grand hit, like the grand scheme of hip hop. Of course, there's little people in between,
Not even the
but
grand scheme.
I'm talking about the mainstream of it, because that's the only thing
There's
you can
people
really
who
do.
mainstream who care about the message
I'm
or
talking about
might
the
add a
overall-
message on their songs.
The overall
It might
okay
do a
in the
little bit
'90s
less
this was
melodic.
okay in the '90s and the '80s this was the popular sound.
Yeah, but
And
there's
then
also
going out of the '90s, it's like maybe I'll say early 2000s
but
was good.
melodic
And then
wasn't really there.
okay, and then after that they brought in the melodies, yes, but they took out pretty much everything else. It's just you just have a melody.
Not
You got
really.
Future now, or you got a Young Thug where it's like we got the melody, but what the hell are we talking about? And that doesn't make sense to me because we're rappers. What do you mean? What are we talking about? We're supposed to be talking about something.
Not
We're
really. I
rappers.
don't think.
We're not just supposed to be like mumbling something catchy.
I'm not
That's
saying
not what
that,
we're supposed
but
to do.
that expands the music. Like
Mm.
you're saying, you as a
Mm.
rapper, you say, "Oh, that's not what it's supposed to be." But how are you gonna tell people that's not how it's supposed to be?
Because it was created.
It's-
It was a created.
That's how
art.
it's created, but
art
you can
form.
change the formula. You can change it up how you see fit now.
You can, by all means, it's freedom of creativity. Definitely, the creativity has been expanded. That's never.
Like Kanye.
That's never a
Let's
question.
say Kanye for example.
Mm.
College dropout.
Mm.
Oh, I'm very lyrical with it. I'm doing this with it. Not very melodic, not none of this. But then you have something like Heartless or the 808s and Heartbreak,
Mm.
where he's being a little bit more melodic with it, experimenting. Where can I take certain things?
What Kanye held onto.
Expand that.
The thing about Kanye is that when it comes to songs like yo, no. Check. We're here. We're here. We're here. We're here. We're here. We're back.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's required.
back.
There's no requirement to being a rapper.
There's requirements to being the best MC to touch the mic. And at the end of the day, when Kanye was doing it, he would still give you. He understood that he still had to pen things out a certain way. He would still have to have bars. He would still have to make sense. Like he would still have to kick flows. He could incorporate melodies as well. These are all things that, at the end of the day, he worked on these things. Like coming from an artist's point of view, you just have to get it. Like you work on these things, and that's how you become the best. That's how there's a standard for you to say who's the best. There's a reason why nowadays there's not much of a standard to really say who's the best, because anybody could be the best depending on what you want to hear. There's no like, let me work, let me become the best MC. There's no sense of competition of let me actually be the best with the pen. Let me actually kick
But-
the sickest flow, switch the sickest flow, have
Well,
the best rhyme
some
scheme,
of these
do the
people-
you know?
Even though they're not saying something lyrically, they have a better flow than a lot of
but
people.
it's all like, it really just depends on, because you will say a
But
little
I don't
baby,
think
he'll
that
say a
makes
gunna.
a certain error
Mm.
better or worse than another error. I
Mm.
think that expands what people can do, expands the creativity, expands the innovation of what artists can do for the next generation, and that inspires people. Like even a Juice World is somebody who inspired like, oh, where can I take this lyrically? How can I make this? Or I mean, I guess Kanye inspired him, but how can I take this lyrical thing and talk about more of like how I'm feeling? How am I feeling? I don't feel very well sometimes. How can I talk about that and make that the forefront of the music? Talk about mental health issues. Talk about certain things I'm feeling while I'm making music as well. So I think it's just a different, a different time. Like
I would agree that it expanded once again. It definitely created an opportunity for the improvement. Like the improvement didn't happen right away. Something started at the bottom, something was created at one point that was just not it. But it's getting to a point now where like I definitely believe it can be improved. I'm pretty much doing it myself, so I agree it can be improved, but has it improved each decade? Nah, I wouldn't say so.
I mean, I'll disagree, but agree to disagree sometimes. Uh, I just reading the chat. But
What's the chat talking about? I can't even see them.
rappers have different elements to their personalities. One on one album you could have spaceship so deep and then turn it to work it out with lyrical foolishness, but it's fun. That's what I'm saying. So
Who
I
said
mean,
that?
your mom. So I mean, I think there's improvements that can come with each generation. I think it just opens up the barriers and gives a little bit more creativity to everybody. So that's my thoughts on it. But that's the end of the show. I hope people enjoy. Um, like I said at the beginning of the show, um, just want to say I'm very sorry for what I said about the LGBTQ plus community. Um, feel very disappointed in myself. I'm very disappointed in you know that I tarnished my family name. I'm just gonna try to learn and grow from it. And I just feel like you know I don't want to disappoint my mom or my father or people that I hang out with in the backyard who's a part of that community. So I'm just trying to make this an inclusive space for everybody. And, I'm going to learn and grow and work towards that goal each and every podcast to just make this an inclusive podcast for everybody. I'm revamping the challenge wheel to make it a little bit more um, given in a way. So, yeah, I appreciate everybody talking to me about it. And I just hope people accept my apology and can move on past it. So, yeah, that's it. So, appreciate everybody for tuning in and appreciate the great discussion comment. And yeah, I hope everybody have
Appreciate
a good
everybody,
night.
man. Showing love. Spread the word as always.
Yep, and you can follow us on Instagram. And
GQ.Flacco.
main man Fele.
GQ_Flacco on Twitter too. If you want to go give me some Twitter followers and raise my Twitter clout.
All right. So yeah, that's it. Peace out.